All right, another Bastards of Bourbon, and finally we got BJ on.
All right.
BJ, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
BJ got us a bunch of bourbon while he was in Hilton Head.
Hilton Head, yes.
Yeah, and we've been trying to get him on ever since. Schedules kept clashing. Finally made it happen, and we have one hell of a fucking tasting here in front of us now.
We absolutely do. Very excited.
So I'll let you run through what you brought, BJ.
Okay. When I was down there at a small liquor store, they had many different bourbons that I've never seen before. So I made a few phone calls to Dave, to Steve, asked a few questions, and there was one that wasn't on the shelf that the cashier told me, "Hey, do you want a bottle of Blood Oath?" And I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah, he messaged me and said, "Do you want this Blood Oath?" And I knew I wanted Pack 6 if they had it, but I couldn't remember the good price point. So I said, "Is it Pack 5 or 6?" He told me 6. He told me the price point, and I couldn't remember if it was good, so I told him not to worry about it. But then...
Yeah. So there almost became a fight at the cash register because some guy said, "Did you say you had Blood Oath?" And I said, "No, he didn't, because I took the last one."
Yeah.
And someone said, "I think there might be a fight at the cash register." And I was like, "No, there won't be, because I bought it already."
Right, that's it.
So we do have Blood Oath Pack 6. It just came out in January, I think, of 2020. So that was the first one. There was a second bottle. I asked him what the best value bottle was down there, and he went over and pointed to the Blade and Bow.
Yeah.
And there's an interesting story behind Blade and Bow. They have keys hanging off of the neck of the bottle, and if you collect all 5 keys, they're numbered, you get to go on a tour of the distillery down there and do tastings down there. If you bring all, it's kind of a Willy Wonka theme.
Yeah, right,
know.
Which is cool.
And
Yeah, I like that.
and we really, when I opened the bottle, it was definitely, he goes, you won't find a better bottle for $50 than Blade and Bow.
Now, was that this one, or was it a different one?
That's this one.
It was this one?
Then Steve tried it, and he bought a bottle for himself.
Yes.
When he was just, where were you, South Carolina?
South Carolina, yep.
And I told
Just
him to
north of where you were.
Yeah, bring one back for me. So we refilled.
Yeah, because I only tasted it once, and it was the time where me and Steve stayed up till 4 a.m, and then, he went and golfed. I went and just hung out to show moral support.
Yes.
And I tasted it there, so I'm excited to taste it again, because I'm not sure if I got the full flavor.
And then I believe I called Dave, and they had barrel bourbon down there. There was 4 different types.
Yeah.
Dovetail,
New Year,
single barrel,
which is the one I got.
and then the new.
Okay.
What was the other one?
I can't remember what the other one was.
There's a
either.
4th one.
What was funny, though, is when you asked me which one to get, I was like, just get the cheapest one. And the price difference was like $10,
Yeah,
though. And I messaged back, and I was like, just get the most expensive one.
Buy me the most expensive one. So then I bought the other one for Jeff, the New Year, I believe, for Jeff. So those are the 3 that I brought back from Hilton Head, I believe, that we're tasting.
Yeah.
But I think you guys have tasted the Stagg Junior before on.
Yes.
And
Yep.
I had that for the first time.
While you were there.
At a place called the Whiskey Room in Hilton Head, which was an unbelievable lineup of bourbons that I've never seen before. And I had it there for the first time, and I said, told them it's something we need to try. And now there's a few bottles here.
Well, that's and we put it on the table, even though we tasted it recently, and even though we've all had it, just because, we want to drink it.
Absolutely.
And I made a big mistake in that liquor store. I actually talked to Steve about it. They had Whistle Pig down there, and they're such a big seller of Whistle Pig that they were able to get their own barrel in the liquor store. And it was a mix of the 10, 12, and 15 year in one barrel.
How much was it?
It was $89.99.
Oh, fuck.
And as I'm calling 3 or 4 different people, trying to see what they wanted, and I literally, they said it's almost like a 13 year because it's all blended together. You'll never find it anywhere else and I walked out of that store with 5 other bottles, and not wanting to get in a fight, and I didn't get it. So definitely next time I go down, I'll go back to that same store.
And if they got a whole barrel, you got to think
they're gonna have plenty.
Yeah,
you would think.
Yeah.
And it's funny. They put it in. Didn't have a special bottle. They had to put it in the 12-year bottle.
Oh,
There wasn't
okay.
a special bottle.
was there
for
like
it.
a sticker or
Yeah,
something?
there was. It's
Okay.
a special edition.
Oh, okay.
you know.
Interesting.
So those are the ones that I brought. And then, did you want me to?
And Bean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, we can't get this up here. Is that correct?
It's not available in Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then, yeah, let them know about the Rebel.
So Lux Row makes Blood Oath, and when I went over to, I think it was Kroger, I saw Rebel Yell, and I was looking at who made Blood Oath, and I'm like, wait a second, they make Rebel Yell too. So they had that the other day at Kroger, so I picked that up, just to try to throw something else in from the same distiller.
Yeah. It's a great
I've heard
idea.
some good things about the 10-year too. I almost bought it myself, and I didn't. And I'm really glad that you brought it. I'll tell you one thing I like from your trip is that he bought so much bourbon for so many different people. Didn't you have to buy another suitcase?
I had to go to TJ Maxx, buy another suitcase, went to Office Max, and bought bubble wrap. And then I had to maneuver those 9 bottles that I brought back into 2 bags to make sure they didn't go over the weight numbers. And they both did.
Oh, I forgot you flew.
Yeah. So I went down with Eric Gilmore, and we had to throw some stuff in his backpack and check that bag. And yeah, we got it all here though.
I didn't realize you had to go through all that. That's hilarious. Like, hold on, I got to rearrange all this bourbon.
We did. Lady was looking at us right to them, just pulling bottles out.
Yeah.
And she's like,
I mean, because the problem is, you can't check that anymore. Post 9/11, used to be that you could bring on, a case.
Yeah.
Up to, I believe it was at least a case.
But
But
you checked it.
I checked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you checked it.
I checked it.
Yeah.
And so they
So
let
if
you,
you're not allowed to check this, do not listen to what I'm telling you. No, just-
I mean, carry on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
carry
okay,
on.
okay.
Carry on versus check. Now you have to check all that.
Yes.
You used to be able to do that as carry on, up
Now-
to
now you
a
can-
case.
Now you could break it and stab somebody. So you don't want to.
Right,
don't want to have it on there.
right.
So those are the ones that were Hilton Head inspired.
And
Yeah.
you always run the risk of once it's out of your hands, someone could easily take a bottle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've read tweets about it. I've seen people talk about it all the time. It's like, oh, I came with this, and that. I got my bag back, and
I had a full box of cigars that were no longer in my bag when I got back.
No shit.
But it was 10 cigars, and they were pretty expensive for cigars, so I got a good deal, and they were like maybe $12 or $13 a stick, $130 for the cigars, and box was gone. Cigars
Same
were gone.
trip.
Same trip.
But they didn't
They
take
didn't take
any
the
of the
bourbon.
bourbon.
Didn't take any
Must not have
bourbon.
been drinkers. They messed up.
yeah, you're like,
They would have had some really good bottles.
this stuff is gross.
Well, and then what me and Steve added from the Bastards collection is, again, we just did it, but we got Hancock Reserve because we wanted to get some things in here that BJ hadn't tasted.
Right, and it's rare, and you don't even see it on their website. So we had to have BJ get a little taste of that.
Absolutely. And then the Old Forester 1910, because I think it's maybe the only one from Old Forester he hadn't tasted. Got
Yep.
some nice little banana to it, but we'll get into that.
Right, the Jefferson's Ocean Cash Strength Voyage 21, which has been my favorite voyage to date. So I think I was like, yeah, we need
His favorite voyage.
we need the Voyage 21 in. And then I also made a I guess you could say a volley for, hey, what about Stagg Jr. also?
Yeah.
And Dave agreed to that.
I didn't originally have it on the list just because we had just done it, even though I knew it's all three of ours. It's one of our favorites.
Right.
But as soon as Steve said it, I was like, yep, okay, right in.
Put it in.
All right. Well, I guess we should get to pouring. I did actually find the pour, which is probably good for this one because there are quite a few big boy bourbons in there.
Like the big boys.
Well, that also sounded weird.
There are going to be a lot of things I say weird. Like
You might throw a shocker up every now and then.
yeah, I really like that in the mouth.
What was it on the last
Yeah,
one?
that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take that in the mouth.
Yeah. I looked over at Bean, and Bean was like, ooh.
Bourbon drinkers.
Did
we
he
take
really
it in
just
the
say
mouth.
that?
All right. So we're starting with we're trying to go by proof
Yeah,
here.
lined up according to proof. We'll try and remind. I believe that's 88 you have there?
88.9.
Okay.
All right.
We'll let BJ go next as our guest.
That bowl's just for dumping and rinsing.
Okay.
I drink it at the end of the night.
He does. It's really weird, actually. Especially
I'm
because
lapping up cereal.
especially because sometimes he puts his little dip thing in there.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom.
You're not still doing that tobacco thing, are you? Oh, God, no. It's been years.
Did you see they now have the here's your water thing here. You add that after the first taste. Did you see they're actually doing things that like it's just nicotine pouches? Like there's no actual any other additives, just straight nicotine.
I mean, there's many brands, but one of them's like Snus.
Yeah.
There's another one begins with Z.
Yeah, but they're like, I guess most of them are like 4 or 5%.
Gonna be enough.
I think we used the wrong end. I think I screwed up.
It always seems like it's not enough till you start drinking it. But if we're going big or go home, hand it on over.
Who am I kidding? I'm free pouring.
Yeah, you
Get this damn pourer out of here.
Typically you last about 2 or 3 with the pour, and then you just stop, and then I'll just add a
Get
little
a
bit
gauge
more.
for where it is on the cup, and
This is the Hancock Reserve.
Hancock Reserve Buffalo Trace 88.9.
We got a Flaviar one for it. All right.
Named after Hancock Lee, who was a surveyor on the land that Buffalo Trace sits.
I got.
Even though I swear I think Herbie Hancock had something to do with this. I'm just going to believe what I believe, just like it has to be 86 proof.
It has to be at least 86.
At least. Right. All right.
I'm getting like this ace. I gotta turn this off. It's messing with my nose. I get. Is that vanilla? It's a caramel.
Caramel for sure.
Yeah.
I don't get caramel.
It's like BJ's like it smells like alcohol.
I get more vanilla.
Do you? I feel like
I get more vanilla on the taste for sure. I do get the pepper too. A little bit of pepper.
Oh yeah. I don't feel like I don't remember that much pepper the first time.
And of course, cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Always got to have a little cinnamon.
We're so spoiled by some of the tasting notes where they have like the pictures and stuff on there that I hate when they don't have them. It's really frustrating.
That's definitely peppery.
Yeah.
And just how hard of a bottle is this to get, Bean?
Good luck.
Yeah.
It's like he's not leaning up to the mic, so he said good luck in case we didn't hear him.
and if it's not on the website, then like people don't even know about it, right?
Yeah, we had no clue.
None.
We had no clue. He started talking about it, and I was like, "What is that?" He goes, "Oh, it's a Buffalo Trace item," and I was in complete shock. It's a good thing we have Bean, because we wouldn't know about a lot of things, and he doesn't even drink it. He's just a collector.
Bean, oh, give me some bean.
I like that I found a use for these Blanton bottles.
It's a great idea.
Well, and now I don't have to like chuck the water from having it in a glass. I can just put the cork back on this and just keep the limestone water.
And I have someone as we speak, and it may be finished, who's making a Blanton's lighting fixture. Did I bring that up the last
no.
podcast? Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
I
excited
gave her
for that.
His face was he was really entranced.
Yeah.
So I was out of town, and I get a text from Pam. Hey, Annie would like, she needs a empty bottle of Blanton's. Are you willing to give her one? And, Annie's Pat's mother. Love Annie.
Mm-hmm.
I've known her for a long, long time. I'm like, absolutely. And right away, Pam was like, are you having an affair with Annie? You don't part any of your Blanton's bottles for anyone. And you just willingly like, oh, sure, yeah, she can have one. So she has 2 others, and that's what she's creating. She's creating some sort of lighting fixture with 3 Blanton's bottles.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So then maybe we can if she does well, we can pay her to do
Exactly.
ones for us. That'd be
Right.
sick.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I get once it's actually going away some now, but when I first added the water, I started to get a little bit of the pepper on the nose actually. Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy this bourbon. I enjoy it more now than I had it the first time. I think the first time we just had such a lineup.
Yeah.
It was hard to separate it out from what we were trying. But I'm kind of glad we did it first, and had a little bit of Buffalo Trace prior to this.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna lean on Bean for this one. Is this mash bill 1? It is also 2. Okay, so this would be the same mash bill as Blanton's and Ancient Age, which we had last week.
Which was the shocker of the tasting because we
Rock
thought
Hill Farms,
And Elmer Tilly.
Elmer T. Lee.
Elmo T. Lee. God, I want a bottle of Elmo T. Lee. Actually, he showed me a picture of BJ showed me a picture of Elmer T. Lee and some other bourbons, and I was like, I will assassinate somebody for you for that Elmer T. Lee.
Easy now, Tiger.
He said,
Let's not admit to committing murder on the podcast.
I can always get rid of it.
I made the call. No one needed it yet.
He's holding that until he needs somebody bumped off. I just made a weird orgasmic sound.
I was gonna say, wow. He was really excited by a Blanton's light fixture.
And now the second
Now-
taste of this.
Now the second taste of Hancock. One drink in.
Oh shit.
Okay, so we forgot to run down, BJ, but we'll start now. And I'm sure if you listen to any of them, or you probably have just figured this out because you're a very intelligent person. At the end, we're going to rank these.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to rank them. We'll just do it. We got 8, so we've been kind of pretty consistent with just doing it 1 through 8.
Slap that bowl. Yeah. 1 through 8.
Yeah, I think we had one podcast
Where we tried to get weird with it.
Yeah, and we were doing like out of 10, like 10 stars or whatever.
Yeah,
But
it was the Buffalo Trace one. Yeah. We were just trying to do too much, I feel like. Like, honestly, as far as I've been able to find, we're the only bourbon podcast that ranks them anyway when they try them. So
Now, see, after the fact, I taste cinnamon now.
now you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't tasting it at first.
But you know what's funny is when you do more and more of these, you'll realize, like, the second time you taste stuff, you'll get different stuff from it. Like, if you taste this in the next week or so, you'll be like, oh,
But
shit, what's that?
Last night I tasted New Riff Rye for the first time, and when I drank it, the first drink, I'm like, I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I have to finish it. You know what I mean? And the second drink was better, and the third was better, and ended up really liking it.
I've only poured out one bourbon on this podcast.
I know what it is.
we can't even get through.
Larceny?
Yes.
We can't even get through 20 minutes of a podcast. Not even 20 without it being brought up.
I mean, I didn't know where Dave's house was, but when I drove by and it spray painted on the front is "Down with Larceny," I knew that it had to be his house. So I just
Yeah. Oh, this is it.
I don't think you can ever go to Heaven Hill Distillery. There's going to be a big sign in the front door.
I love the rest of their stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
I just don't like that, like, at all.
Yeah.
All
right, so-
got to pull the key.
I don't know.
Next up is Blade and Bow. I believe there's a tab.
If this is the tab, it's a bullshit one.
I don't know. Improvise.
Okay, I'm gonna break my mic. Hold on. There we go. I really want to try the Larceny Barrel Proof though, which I got to get
But
from Jeff.
you're prohibited from trying anything Larceny now. I'm sorry.
It's just not allowed.
Yes. You're gonna go to the store and they have it. And, no, you're the guy from the podcast.
Yeah, we actually know you, sir.
Yes. Here's your picture. You're on the list.
Heaven Hill
Our
sent it
sales
to us.
dropped 10% in the last 3 months.
How about me and BJ got all excited because somebody gave him a list of what was coming into one of the liquor stores, and we were like, "Oh, it says Heaven Hill, but it doesn't say what it is." And we were getting excited about it, like, "Oh, we got to get there first thing in the morning." And then I realized that it's the regular Heaven
Larceny.
Hill. No.
The regular Heaven Hill.
Yeah,
bourbon.
yeah, the just the bottom shelf, which we should have had that on there too. What were we thinking?
We weren't. I mean, it's hard. I mean,
Wow.
You should try out for the U.S. curling team. That's perfect.
Does anybody want this?
he has hidden talents.
That was the best slide ever. That was better than Jeff's on the one
Yeah,
podcast.
that was good. That was good.
All right, so now we're on the Blade and Bow. I forget what the proof on this already is. I think 91.
I will tell you. 91 proof.
It's got a different smell to it.
Yeah, so kind of a cool little story about it. 1935, Stitzer Weller distillery. So the keys were inspired from that distillery.
Yeah, flowery. Oh, look, I love it.
I say definitely flowery. But it's funny because I've tasted it before and it's not the flavor.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we interrupted you.
No. I'm just so the whole key idea came from Stitzer Weller distillery. As we were talking off air, BJ was talking about when you collect all 5 keys, you can go to the distillery, get a free tour and tasting. So that's kind of a neat thing. The 5 keys are representing the 5 steps of making bourbon. So that's kind of the whole idea behind that. And the only other thing I saw in here, which I thought was kind of neat, where is it?
I'm just waiting for him to accidentally dump some of that
So
on the table.
yeah. So they actually got a hold of remaining amounts of bourbon ever produced at Stitzer Weller.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Now, I don't know if that's still part of the batches they're making.
Tried to copy the original recipe, and I don't think they did.
Okay.
But it's like, really close to it, apparently.
So they used that.
So they took the barrels that were there and then tried to reproduce that bourbon
Okay.
that they made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Showing off the key.
Show the key.
I was like, what's he doing? See, he's like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
I've had enough.
So I definitely get caramel. I think I actually do get some apple, which I don't normally. I haven't got apple from anything that I've done prior.
Okay. More importantly, do I look okay?
Yeah. Yeah, so I get caramel. I definitely get some apple. Maybe a hint of mint.
Hint of mint. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. And if you guys haven't noticed, we're in another temporary studio.
I get a lot of the caramel on the
right
smell.
off the bat.
Yeah.
Caramel.
Yeah, caramel.
Yeah.
I feel like I get a little apple off the smell. Whew, that taste is weird this time. I do get a little spiciness, which I like. I'm trying to distinguish other stuff here.
I get the spiciness. I get the orange for sure.
I was thinking I got some of the orange. I like that there's orange, apple, and fresh fruit, and apricot.
Yeah.
Isn't that
The apples
all
are not
fresh fruit?
fresh. I say apples are not fresh fruit. I'm sorry.
No. It's chock full of fruit.
Tastes like a little bit of banana, maybe. Probably the only fruit that's not on there that they said it tastes
It'd be
like.
interesting
Well, it's in the fresh fruit picture.
because we're doing 1910 right after this, and you definitely get banana in 1910. So that's
Definitely,
going to be.
yeah.
I really like this more than when I had it the first 2 times.
Yeah.
Honestly. And again, it's one of these bourbons that it just might be, the more you acquire a taste for it, the better it becomes.
Right. Well, and it's got a little. There's something to it that is very different from other bourbons, and I can't place it.
I would love to know the mash bill on this sucker.
Yeah, I wonder. If
I didn't see it anywhere on the bottle. Come on, Pete. Come on.
Honestly, adding water didn't do much to
Nothing
it for
at
me.
all.
It seemed like it's the same. Maybe mildly less sweet.
Uh-oh. Steve has something important to say.
I'm about to drop a nugget. That water brought out apricot for sure. For
On
me.
the taste?
Yes. And I'm not a big apricot guy. I can't even remember last time I probably ate one.
I was going to say, I
It
just
was
realized I don't know what apricot
Yeah,
tastes
it's-
like.
It was probably candied and covered in sugar.
I was pondering the same thing actually. Have I ever had an apricot?
Yeah.
You know, I got more. Well, then again, I chewed this time, and I didn't chew the first time. I was gonna say I got more burn this time, but I didn't chew the first time. I I definitely get more of something. Maybe that's the apricot. I like BJ said, I really don't know apricot. I definitely don't get a hint of banana anymore.
Now, here's an idea.
I feel like this is one that I think maybe it was. I mean, you obviously think different, but I think maybe.
Well,
I like it better without the water.
Oh, I for sure like it better without the water.
Yeah. But what was your idea?
I like it better with the water.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
And again, it's just different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
So my thought was, do we have like a little sampler platter, if you will, of different fruits cut up?
Actually, it's not a bad idea. You know, they make tasting kits and like smell kits
Yeah.
for tasting bourbon.
Yeah.
But they're fucking crazy expensive.
Expensive.
Maybe we just make up our own.
Yeah.
We just get canned peaches.
Yeah. Stewed fruits.
Fresh fruit.
Fresh fruits.
Apples.
Apples. I'm gonna need some caramel to dip the apple in.
Yeah.
But that's really not a bad idea, honestly, to do that at least for one episode.
Yeah. Whereas if you're getting something like, for instance, we're saying apricot, and we're like, well, we have, and then you can taste it, and be like, oh God, yeah, that's what that was.
That's exactly what that is. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We should definitely do that for an episode. Bourbon and food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that
it's
idea.
a thought. I mean, hopefully it doesn't end with chunks.
Yeah. Well, listen, if we haven't thrown up yet, I think we're good.
Yeah. But of course, we're not eating during the podcast.
True. Strict diet.
Yeah. All right, so 91 proof.
Ooh.
Price point's 55, is that correct? It's almost 60, somewhere in there, 55 to 60.
Did you find that mash bill bean?
Undisclosed.
Bastards. And not the good kind like us.
Apricot, I get spicy. Definitely, yeah, there's a lot of fruit going on in there. Lot of fruit.
There's a lot of fruit, but there's something else in there, too, that kind of throws it off a little bit for me. It's still good. The problem I think we're going to have here is this delectable palette of bourbon we have in front of us. It's going to be hard to rank some of these, I think.
For sure.
Because if this was on one of our normal tastings, I know this would be really high up. I'm not sure how high up it's going to end up on this one. All right, 1910. I forgot we didn't have this open. I'm so happy Beans.
Amateur move.
I'm so happy Beans started getting this in at the liquor store. Because I used to kind of refrain from hitting it too much. Now I can.
And what's the proof on that, Dave? Is it 100?
No, it's 93.
Okay.
Fuck it, I'm pre-pouring too.
I'm just getting the Rebel Yell ready.
What was the proof?
93.
93.
That's good. Coming your way. I feel like this floor must slant that way. This new house is crooked.
Just have him fix it.
Fix the crooked floor. I'm actually going to get a very large hand jack downstairs and just push the floor up. It's going to take a while, but I'll get there.
You can tell it's definitely darker.
Yes.
I mean, very dark.
And honestly, I feel like darker, typically, not always, is a better sign.
So we've done this, I know once, maybe twice. We did an Old Forester tasting.
Yeah.
And then we maybe just had it off to the side in another. But it's quickly
That smells
becoming
good.
one of our favorite Old Foresters. Now, I'm still holding true to the fact that at 1920 still my favorite. But boy, this is getting very close. And
It's
it might,
getting hard.
Yeah, and it might be 1A, 1B, or
Yeah.
1 and 1, whatever, however you want to put it. But it's their only, and it was
Smell that banana dessert right away.
marketed as the very first and only double-barreled bourbon.
But we know there's more double barrels now.
Now.
Yeah.
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 But this was back, in 1910, they had, I think it was a fire. So they had to, whatever product they had out on the line that was ready to bottle, they ended up taking it from those barrels and putting it in other barrels.
Yeah.
And that hence started the whole double barrel idea.
And didn't Jeff also say that it was made for originally for like his own personal use, the distiller or whatever? It was like his own personal batch or something like that.
Something like that.
But man, right on the nose right away. That's something special. What do you think of it?
I think I realized I need to go and get my sense of smell tested.
It takes a little time. It takes a little time because you get a lot of that alcohol, but if you give it some swirls.
Also try when you breathe in, open and keeping your mouth a little bit open.
Okay.
It helps you get a little more.
I mean, I smell banana some.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like banana candy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Almost like a not quite as sugary, but like a banana runt almost.
Is this what you're drinking, Jacob?
No, I drink Jefferson's.
Okay, that's right.
God, that's
But you've had this before, 1910.
What are you gonna say,
You
BJ?
might need to get a little bit.
I know a couple ear, nose, and throat doctors that I'm already thinking of calling in the morning.
like something's wrong.
Yes, these guys smell everything. I smell everything.
We also have been doing it longer. It may just be that, because how often have you done a tasting like this where you actually are like smelling and then
just probably down in Hilton Head.
Hilton Head,
Yeah,
yeah.
just because I think I sampled like 4 or 5 a night maybe, just to try them.
Yeah.
And we were trying to do the ones we don't see around here.
Right. When we first started this, and we started it on regular Gathering of Fools, and it turned into Bastards of Bourbon. When we first started it, I really didn't smell anything. I was just like, it smells like Taco Bell beefy burrito. I don't know. I just threw stuff off the wall. And now it's just like the banana on this. I still haven't tasted it because I just want to keep smelling it.
It's for sure, though. I mean, it's crazy, but it's like Banana Foster's. Mm-hmm. You get that.
The mouthfeel. The mouthfeel on this one's nice and oily, buttery.
And is this one,
That's so good.
other than obviously the birthday bourbon, is this the most, is this a little more than 1920?
No,
or they're both about the
1920
same?
is the most expensive.
1920 is the
Okay,
most expensive.
all right.
But this is the hardest one to get out of Whiskey Row.
Yeah. And
It doesn't do much for me.
No?
No.
Oh, he's going to be a Manny.
I mean,
well, I think again, first time you ever have 1910, it doesn't impress you. As you try it more and more, it because I was the same way. I was like,
it doesn't stick out. Nothing sticks out to me like, I like that part of this.
Yeah.
I taste the banana. You said Bananas Foster. Maybe that's why I never get it when it's a dessert. I mean,
he doesn't like Banana Foster. He's out.
I typically I've never actually had Banana Foster, but I can get the banana. But I think initially I didn't enjoy it as much as I do now, but I was still taken back by it.
Yeah.
Because I've never had a banana taste in a bourbon before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, holy shit, what is this?
I would love to go back to that Old Forester tasting and see where I had this placed, because I'm telling you, I don't even know if I had it third. I might have had it fourth.
I'm not sure. I had it too. I did. Because I still knew it was my favorite. Plus, you know me, whenever it's so different and it's not gross, when it's so different, I rank it high. Because I'm like, you've done something different, which is hard to do in a world of bourbon.
it's smooth. Mm-hmm. I like the spicy aftertaste of bourbon. I mean, when I first started drinking it, it was, smooth. I actually like that burn, and it doesn't give any of that to me at the end.
Yeah.
I get the cedar because of the double oak, being barreled twice. It's definitely oaky.
Yeah.
And I like oaky. I like that with my wines, so I'm going to probably lean towards that with my bourbon. But again, this is one where, BJ, I would urge you down the road to just continue to try it here and there, because I think you're going to be like, ooh, yeah, maybe that is better.
Now, this one I like better with water.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do get a little bit of the oakiness. I forgot to say about anything but the banana, but I get a hint of spicy, but it's not crazy.
No.
Yeah, you were overcome by the banana.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go in a place I'm not sure we should go.
Steve, that's why it was said.
Yes. He likes phallic objects.
I could tell you were thinking so hard, like, should I say this? It might be the only time I've seen you with any restraint.
It's an unusual look.
We all froze because we were like, he wants to say something. We know it. Takes away a little bit of the banana. Actually, there it goes, real strong.
I like it with water too, BJ. I mean, I could go either way with that one. Just with bourbon. Now, let's get back to reality here. I'm not saying I could go either way, period, in life. Just want to make sure everything's in context. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But you just want to stay true to you.
Right.
I'll tell you the one thing that really stands out from the other two of this. I mean, obviously the banana, but the mouthfeel. Mm-hmm. The oiliness, the butteriness. Yep. I think that stands out in this one as well.
It is a little thicker tasting.
Yeah. Which is something I look for. It was one of the when my palate took its first jump. That was like the first thing I noticed was, holy shit, this is like oily and buttery.
Yeah, and I will tell you that one of the little bastards of bourbon, Jeff Summers. I mean, this now has become his like pinnacle bourbon. Like it might be his number one on his list right now of any bourbon. I mean, he's going nuts with it. He's driving around town.
1910.
He's got it in his glove compartment. You might catch him at a red light. Yes, this 1910.
He carries it in his
Loves it.
It's in his golf bag.
Loves it.
Hey, does he know that we can get it now in Wintersville?
I believe he does.
There's 4 bottles there now.
If the guy doesn't,
they sold out of it already once.
If the guy doesn't come in and buy 7 bottles of it,
yeah, some guy came in and bought 7 bottles all at once, or was it 7? Yeah. So some people like
that
it.
Day
BJ.
we helped him move. I went out after and was just looking, and of course there's tons of Old Forester on that shelf back in the corner you guys made, and 1910 nothing. And I knew there was nothing because Bean told me, but there's a decent amount of 1920.
Yeah.
1897, the 100 proof.
Yeah. They're all good.
1870.
That whole Whiskey Row series is excellent.
It really is.
Yeah. Except for 1910 to BJ and Manny. Manny doesn't like it either. Manny,
the finish is really sweet to me. It's very sweet.
Yeah. Manny hates it. Hates it.
Yeah, but it's not.
He used to hate E.H. Taylor too.
That's a crime against bourbon.
He was like, no, I don't want that E.H. Taylor. That's trash. That's spicy.
Manny, I'm such a big fan of you. Don't ever say anything like that again.
This might harm our friendship.
Right. I think he's coming in town next weekend, actually.
Pretty excited about this Rebel Yell. I've never had it.
Same.
I don't believe.
I have not. If I did have a Rebel Yell, I know for a fact it wasn't a 10-year, but I don't think I've had any of their product.
There's someone out there that might be hearing or watching the podcast be like, he's a damn liar. I had it with him 2 weeks ago. It's like, sorry.
That's like when the first time I asked you if you had that Knob Creek cash strength rye, you were like, no. And then Jeff was like, you just had it with me 2 days ago.
Oh, was that the cash strength?
That Knob Creek, there's such a difference between the years in Knob Creek.
Oh my God.
I could not drink 9-year. It's just
that 12 year.
The 12 year was really
are
good.
Really stepping
I got
their
the 12
game.
year up there. I
The
haven't
12 year
tasted
was
it.
Really good. Really good.
Have you had that? Cash strength rye, BJ?
I have not.
I mean, if you like spicy, because it is black pepper through and through.
We towards the end of the last. Oh man.
You add water, you get some vanilla, but it's still just black pepper. Oh, he went with the heavy pour.
It's one third of the size of yours. No,
All right, so we got 100 proof. I don't see anywhere on here that says it's bottled in bond. It just is 100 proof.
Yeah.
It is made by the same distillery of the Blood Oath that we're about to have, Lux Row.
I'm so excited these two are back to back.
Lux Row's making some good products. I can't say that I want to say, don't they have just a regular Lux Row? Like it's their just standard bourbon. It's called Lux Row.
I don't think so. Ezra Brown.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Does Lux Row do Orphan? Is that them? Yeah. Which Orphan
and
is
that's
like
some
impossible.
high end stuff.
See, I saw 4 that they did. Blood Oath, Rebel Yell.
Yeah.
And this is a
Ezra
10-year.
and Dan Nicholson.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I think
David Nicholson.
Or
That's
David,
right.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
David
I think Orphan is theirs. If
Is their flagship.
That's their like high end.
Their
high end.
That's their pappy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except instead of a pappy, it's an orphan.
Yeah. The age statements on them-
He ain't got no family.
Say that again, Dean.
The age statements on them are ridiculous because they go up to like 30 years.
For Orphan?
Yeah.
No shit. 30 years?
Yeah.
You know what that would taste like? Wood.
So this is 10.
Ooh. What is that? Can you find this
And
one
you
on
got
there?
this. You said you got this here, right here in
That's
what?
Steubenville.
Steubenville.
Yeah. We should like start lying like we're in some major city. Like, yeah, New York.
Yeah.
That's definitely wood smelling to me.
It's definitely wood. It's Is there some smokiness to that?
Yeah,
I
like
get smoky. That's
Yeah.
a good call. Campfire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Smoked
Hey,
wood.
break out the s'mores. Where are the s'mores?
I was canceling my appointment until you.
It's like it smells a little scotchy, right?
Yeah, I could go
The
with
smokiness, you know,
That. Yep.
like a smoky.
Yes, like
Yeah.
a
I mean, it's definitely still bourbon, but because it's got a sweetness behind there, but
Yeah.
where Scotch doesn't have that. Did I tell you I had the Balvenie 17 year?
Ooh.
I got it for my birthday. He told me, the owner of Garden Grill, he told me that Garden Grill Steakhouse, he told me that I could get anything I wanted there. And I had all the bourbons. So I was like, you know what? Let me give a Scotch a try. It's been a while since I had Scotch. Picked that. It was good.
Yeah.
Also let me know that I'm definitely a bourbon guy now.
So I will tell you, Balvenie.
What
is-
was it?
Balvenie 17 year.
So Balvenie, one of my all-time favorite
It's a good
scotches,
nose.
is the 14 year, and the 14 year is Caribbean cask.
Okay.
Price points maybe $80-$90, because Scotch is obviously considerably more than bourbon. Still is.
Yes. Yep.
But boy, if you get a chance, I mean, one, get a bottle for Garden Grill because it's that good.
Yeah.
And it won't be priced as high as obviously as the 17,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't have all the oakiness of the 17. The Caribbean cask really mellows out the flavors,
Brings some
it
sweetness to it.
and it drinks a lot like a bourbon.
I taste sweet flowers.
Yeah.
I mean,
It reminds me a little bit of New Riff, the single barrel, but I'd say more complex. There's more going on. Leaves a lot of burn on the tongue. A lot of burn on the tongue.
I like it.
Yeah.
My initial reaction is, and I wasn't
good.
expecting. Well, I guess I didn't have feeling one way or another, but
Yeah. I definitely still get some of the smokiness, but it's not overpowering, thankfully.
I do get the flowers, and,
Yeah.
and it's a little on the sweet side for
It is.
100
yeah,
proof.
sweet flowers. Yep.
For 100 proof, it's a
Sweet
little
flowers.
Is sweet flowers.
Oh, the first taste, it's very sweet.
Yeah.
They see his golf swing and they call him sweet flowers.
Speaking of, we were playing golf yesterday, and Steve played really well on the first 6 holes when he wasn't my partner, and I'm saying that with a look on my face right now.
Right.
But then he became my partner and took his flask out of his bag, and what was in there?
New Riff.
New Riff.
Just the regular New Riff single barrel. Had a couple nips on 7T.
Which
so
is good.
The match we play, you play with one guy 1 through 6, another guy 7 through 12. So BJ and I were partners 7 through 12. In between 6 and 7, and I mean, I played bad. Now I finished 5 and 6 at least with a couple pars, but still they were ugly pars.
Yeah.
It's like it might be time for a couple nips of
Yeah.
the old flask.
And it did not go well.
No. I was very happy he took those nips because
Oh, it
he was
went really
my
well.
It went well.
He was my partner for 7 through 12, and yeah, he played really well. Jeff was really happy about it
Right.
too because
he knew it was coming. He was like, now he's going to start playing good because I was his partner the first 6 holes.
Well, that's very much different than the time that we stayed up real late, and then because your first drive
Yeah, it was
beautiful.
Yeah.
You literally said, "Dave, don't watch this; it's going to be terrible." Because you were hungover.
Yeah.
And then you hit a beautiful, straight, long drive.
Yeah.
And then you came around the turn, and I was like, so how's it going? You're like, oh, awful. That was the only good hit I had.
Let's temper that long drive thing. though.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I mean, it's straight.
long
Let's
for
go
me.
there.
It was straight. It was straight.
With how he looked, like he still had a little bit of toothpaste on his lip, I expected it to go directly into the trees.
And when you're over a golf ball and you're going like this,
Which one do I hit?
never good. It's never good.
I was kind of there this morning.
yeah. BJ this morning pulled Steve and Dave, and
Yeah, it was-
except I didn't golf, but
It was a late night. It was a late night, and I couldn't say night. It was a late morning, and then an early morning golf round.
God bless you. So, I get. I mean, it seems like we say it. It's redundant with just about any of these because it's an obvious statement, but you definitely get a little bit of caramel. I get a little bit.
Yeah.
The sweetness is interesting to me, though.
yeah, well, because it finishes spicy.
See, I'm not getting the spicy finish.
It's just leaving it on my tongue. My tongue feels spicy afterwards. Maybe there's
I'm not
something wrong
really-
with my tongue.
I'm not really getting much of the spiciness either.
Well, let me
It's-
scrape my
it's
tongue
more-
off.
To me, it's a totally different. It's a totally different. Flavor
Jacob, get
from-
the scraper.
It's a totally different flavor from the first three. Like
I completely agree.
Completely,
Completely
flavor.
different. To me, it has hints of New Riff in it. Like the first time I tasted New Riff, it tasted similar to this. It's not the same by any
Yeah.
means, but there's hints of it in there. Man, you add the water and you get
I'm gonna add
wood.
it. I'm gonna add it right now.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Did you say you get wood or you have wood?
He's saying both.
That
It's
was
the same.
dangerous.
He's saying both.
You're walking down a dangerous road, my friend.
The table just got closer to me.
Yeah, it moved a little. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Did you smell? Did you smell before you just gulleted it down? Yeah, I figured.
I was too anxious. Gullet it. What I find interesting, and now I see it up there under the aroma that Dave
Smell this.
Jacob pulled up.
Straight wood after you add the water.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But here's the part I'm gonna like because I hate this candy, circus peanuts.
I saw it.
Oh,
honestly,
worst candy.
But it almost tasted like how sweet they are when they hit your. It almost tasted. It says in an aroma, but I actually tasted it for a second.
Orange sponge candy. Oh, now I just got it with
And
the
again,
water.
one
Yeah.
that I would love to know this mash bill because my feeling is like there's got to be a shitload of wheat in this to give it the sweetness. I don't know.
Or they just threw a bunch of circus peanuts in there.
This website has great
Lux
description.
Row bourbon, just regular, and Orphan is made by Diageo, not Lux Row.
Oh, okay.
Good to know. Orphans made by. Did you say Bellagio?
Diageo.
Bellagio.
Is that a casino?
Yeah. God, Bellagio. They don't have enough money. They got to start making really good bourbon.
Pricks.
They have very good writers on this website. Just reading a definitely vicious sip.
A definitely vicious sip. This is a long finish, but not overly so. What? We're going to be very contradictory.
Yes, exactly.
I can tell you this. I mean, I enjoy this bourbon. I mean, where I'm going to rank
like
it,
it.
I have no idea. But
Yeah.
but I like it.
I'd like to end up getting a bottle on the shelf for sure.
Tell me again, price point.
I believe
50s?
it was no. I think it
No,
was
it's a little
I think it was
expensive, yeah.
$64.99.
Yeah, it's a little expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of the reasons I thought Orphan was made by the same people as Blood Oath is because it seems like the bottles are pretty
The
similar.
bottle's the same, yeah.
Yeah. Even like the way they write on them.
Okay, so wheated mash bill. This is there you go. So 20% wheat. I mean, that's on the high end side.
It was actually $69.99.
$69.99. It says $49.99 on there, and I knew that wasn't right because I if it was only $49.99, I would have bought it when I was in there. I knew it was more than that.
Char level 3, so right in the middle, probably
50 sec, 45,
45, 50 minute.
seconds, not minutes.
That would just be a barrel on fire. We've had the fire on this for an hour. The barrel's gone. Oh my god. Steve doesn't like it. You look so confused.
I am. It doesn't take much to confuse me. I'm sure you figured that out.
You said minutes, not seconds.
You said 50.
Oh, did I say minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we were
That's
laughing
why I was
about.
confused.
Yeah. You said 50 minutes.
Now it all makes sense.
Like the barrel's gone.
Yeah. Let's burn this barrel first and see what happens when we try and put bourbon in it. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Just pouring bourbon on top of ash. Anybody need another water?
50 seconds. I'm sorry.
I do.
45 to 50 seconds.
I won't do what Jeff did to me with you. He threw it from across the room. I was like, oh, shit. There's all kinds of bourbon on the table. All right. So maybe the one I'm most excited for in this tasting, well, with question marks. I'm obviously super excited to get to the end and taste that Stagg again. But the Blood Oath.
Yes. I would agree. This
Yeah.
is probably the most anticipation I've had.
Well, I feel like Steve's told me he tried it before, and then now says he hasn't tried it. So
It's one of those situations again.
Well, you never know. He might have had Pack 5, Pack 4. Who knows?
Right.
These are cool bottles.
he doesn't.
Too, man.
So
I have no idea.
It does always weird me out when it's just a cork, though.
I see. I don't know.
well, it comes in a box.
Cork looks red, doesn't it?
It's got a little bit of amber to it.
It comes in a box.
Fancy.
It's very difficult. It's packed in a wooden box. It's difficult to get out.
Yeah, I had to help you hold the
It's-
box
yeah,
down.
Would you say it's almost like it's coffin?
yes,
Yes. Okay.
absolutely.
like
Probably what they were going for. But yeah, it was. I almost dropped it several times.
Let's talk about proof.
Oh yeah, I forget what the proof is now. We have to look at it.
He's a heavy pourer.
He's getting heavy. That says $208. God, I'm so mad. Actually, I think I forgot to finish the story.
Let me see.
I think I forgot to finish the story when BJ asked me if I wanted the Blood Oath Pack 6. I told him not to worry about it, and then I went online
98.6.
and looked it up. And
98.6 proof, perfect temperature.
I went and looked it. I went and looked it up, and he told me how much was it? How much did you get it for?
129.
129. Then I
So
got
it
online.
seems like a really good deal.
It is. I got online, and they were selling online all over the place for $300. So I called BJ back and was like, "Hey man, I do actually want that." He goes, "Too late. I bought it, and I'm keeping it." So if I just would have said it from the start.
Hey, he almost had to get in a fight over it. So, any chance, Bean, do we ever get this?
I've never seen it.
Okay.
Now this
So
is
this is
finished in cognac barrels, I
So
believe.
this is a rare treat. And I like rare treats.
It's got decent color to it. The nose is. BJ, I actually appreciate you not opening this till you came on the podcast.
No problem.
He hasn't been at home to be able to open it.
The nose, I don't know.
I
Leathery? Yeah, I'll give it a little leather.
Well, this is interesting. Loose lips never tasted something so special.
What if they're tight lips?
Well, then I guess they have.
I feel like I'm gonna need a cigarette after this.
So this is pack number 6, as Dave had already mentioned. 98.6 proof. So we went slightly out of order, but
Oh yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Bottled on February 8th, 2020.
nothing's popping out from a smell standpoint.
I think I'm getting the leather. I think that's what I'm getting.
Really cool bottle. I got to show the bottle.
Yeah, it's a really awesome bottle. I'm sorry. I should have let you get up all the time. I should have given you more space on that.
I mean,
If you want to show the box, it's underneath my
I
cigar
was a
box
little
over there.
taken aback.
Yeah, grab that box too, Steve.
Steve's
Here's
in his,
the
in his
barcode.
own world. There's underneath my
And
cigar
it
box.
comes in this coffin box that's impossible to get out of. I literally had to help. I don't know if you guys can see BJ. He's like an action figure, so he's in really good shape, and he could not get it out of the box.
Nice.
It's really tight around the neck on the box. Yeah.
You just slide it down.
So, when I first bought it, I put it in the truck down in Hilton, and the box top flew off, and I thought I broke the bottle. And I was.
And then you realize, no, it's never coming out of this.
Well, never mind. I can beat this against my car, and it's not going to come out. So,
Actually, now that I think about it, I think I am getting some butterscotch. But I think really what I get, I want to see what you say, Steve. I think leather is what I'm getting. The
I haven't
strongest.
tried it yet.
Well, the nose is what I'm saying first.
And you must. I mean, you're going to keep that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You
Yeah, that's a
gotta
bottle you
keep
don't
that.
throw away, or the box.
Well, keep the bottle in the box because the box. There's a lot of uses for those boxes.
but
yeah,
my
drug trafficking.
I smoke a lot of cigars now.
Okay. Wasn't really thinking that, but go ahead, BJ. Sorry.
My son, I smoke a lot of cigars now, and I get boxes in the mail, and I think he has maybe 8 to 10 boxes in his room. He takes all of them, and then I open them. I'm like, what do you have in that one? And I'll open it up, and it'll be like 1 quarter in it. He's like, this is the box for this quarter. I'm like, okay.
How old is he?
He's 14. Yeah.
He needs more quarters.
Yeah. No, he takes the bills, leaves the quarters in there.
I feel like leather's what I get predominantly on the nose. Maybe some butterscotch.
I definitely get the butterscotch.
I think that picture for Nutty is really weird.
Because it doesn't. Yeah. It's a woman.
It's an old wig guy.
Oh, okay.
It's an old wig guy sitting on top of a nut. Why?
That's why I love this site.
I do. I think I get butterscotch and leather.
I'm drawing nothing from a smell, to be honest. I can't put anything on it.
I don't like the cake they used for cake because I would
not want to eat that cake.
Yeah, and it would make you think that there's a lot of fruit on the cake, so you would get some fruit in there.
It looks like what's left over from my cigar when I'm done smoking the ashes. That's the icing inside. And it looks like a little mean person.
I was just gonna say the same fucking thing. And also, I never noticed the weird guy with his mouth all up in the spicy. What the fuck is going on there? Look at his eye. Look at his one eyeball that you can see. He is raging.
Mouth is open and raging.
He is raging. What has happened?
I don't know.
I always thought that was just like wind.
Now I'm starting to think we need to find a different website.
I think this one might be satanic.
Boy, this is interesting. Coming off that Rebel Yell, I get a lot of the same notes.
The mouthfeel is excellent.
I like it better than Rebel Yell for sure.
I would agree.
Less flowers.
Yeah. Definitely less flowers.
I get a lot of butterscotch on the palate.
Yes, it's definitely butterscotch. I do get like hint of leather. I don't really. Maybe a little bit of spice.
I've never tasted leather, so I can't say that I get leather.
Well, and honestly, the only reason I go with leather sometimes is because every time there's something that I can't distinguish, it says leather on there.
Okay, got you.
So I'm like, leather. There it is.
Back in the day,
I licked my baseball glove as a little child,
Right,
so
right.
that's I don't remember the flavor though.
Well, and I think sometimes that's what I think of too. Is like if you played a lot of baseball, I played a lot of fucking baseball. The smell of your glove when it's kind of like when you oil it up and after it's been conditioned for a little while. Yeah, definitely butterscotch. I don't know if I get so much of the vanilla. I don't get a ton of fruit. I'm not sure I get much fruit at all.
I don't get any fruit.
Yeah.
I like it. I get an initial spice to it, not a burn in the back, but an initial spice.
yeah, hits you right away, but it's not overpowering. I agree with that.
It's not a Stagg Junior burn in the chest.
You know, you have a drink that goes down the wrong pipe and it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
You ever had it happen with Stagg?
Oh yes.
It's an ultimate nightmare.
It was the first. So we were in Hilton Head, and for some reason, the bartender was very knowledgeable. But I ordered Widow Jane the first night as my first bourbon.
Yeah.
Which probably made me not taste the next 4 that I had,
Yeah.
And I ordered Stagg Junior, not knowing, the next night as my first bourbon.
Oh yeah, you're screwing all
And
up.
so I gave a drink to Eric, to Gilly, and Yeah, I think the Stagg Junior went down the wrong pipe,
and
it was like I could see him
choking on
turning a little red,
trying to fight it back,
gasping for breath. You know what I mean?
He's trying to fight it back in his small tank top. Oh, he's gonna listen to this. Just gonna want to punch me square in the face.
He's actually got a pretty good sense of humor. He better, because his humor that he puts out is all insulting. So
Yes.
he better be able to take it.
So I put water.
He's like a grizzly bear.
I put water in it. It didn't really change much for me as far as the flavor profile. I think it brought out maybe. It definitely didn't bring out any leather, but it maybe brought out a little more fruit. There's a smoothness to this bourbon that I really like.
Yeah.
It's
And it finishes. It's. I mean, I know this is going to sound really corny, but it's a long, lingering finish, and I like that in a bourbon because it's not some bourbons. You know, they come and go, and they're good bourbons, but I like ones that kind of stick around, and that might be indicative of the price point. I mean, 125, is that right?
129.
129, $130. You better damn well have a long, lingering finish. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I can't really. I'm having a hard time distinguishing why I think so, but I think that right so far this is in the top 2 for me, and I think it has a lot to do with the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel is amazing.
Yeah.
The flavor is good overall, but I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting too many distinguishing notes.
Yeah.
But it's just good.
It's good. And it's, again, one of those, because it's the first time we had it, it might take a little bit of time to get there.
Right. I'll tell you I think the only bourbon that the very first time I had it, that I had a very distinct note from was the Stagg Junior, and it was cherry. Like the very first time I tasted Stagg Junior, I was like, that's fucking cherry. And I was very surprised by that.
I felt maybe cherry and burn.
It's like cherry followed by fire.
Yes. Two things that the website says that the taste is spice cake and apricots. Again, I don't think I've had either.
Yeah.
So maybe I should try spice cake and apricot because I really like
that cake is spice cake.
I guess.
I don't know.
But maybe I should try both of those because I like this bourbon.
What is that in the far corner of not corner, but kind of midway in the
Like that little
spice
the
cake?
face?
Yeah,
We
what
were
the hell is
talking
that? Is
about
that a mole?
A skull.
That's venom down there. I'm sorry.
Venom.
And
Well, enjoyable.
is that an
Very
apricot,
enjoyable. Very smooth, man. So smooth.
apricot pit just by itself right there on the
Just off
hanging
to the
out
side.
by itself? Yeah.
Oh, so they're saying it's not apricot. It's actually like if you chewed on the pit.
That's what they're saying.
And the thing is, it's hard to know at this point, is this worth that much? I don't know, but it could be. But
It's definitely-
when we get into these higher priced, because you figure what the 21 is 110-ish, 100.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's 98 something. Yeah.
And Stagg Junior is just whatever you can get it
The
for.
MSRP on Stagg's only what, 70?
$60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think we paid 150 for it.
Yeah, and I
because
paid
that's
one-
about what I mean. You're
That's
gonna
like average price for it, honestly.
on the open market. Yep.
I very happily spent 170 on the second bottle. Like, yep, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta warm this glass up. This water's cold.
Okay. So we're gonna get into barrel bourbon. This is a BJ special. We wouldn't have it if it wasn't for him bringing it back. It is 107.7 proof. I feel like it's aged 14 years, but I feel like it's limited quantities. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I know, as Bean said earlier, we can't get it in Ohio.
Well, I will say for the most part, because I'm on all those Facebook bourbon pages, you hardly ever see it on there.
Yeah.
So I think it is fairly rare.
And here's the crazy thing. So on the back, it's bottled. It's crafted and bottled in
piss while you
Louisville,
go over this.
Kentucky, but it's distilled in Tennessee.
So they actually take and buy other companies' bourbon and then blend it all together and then bottle.
So it's a blended bourbon, which is becoming
Yeah.
What would you say, being like the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, this is becoming a very popular thing?
The thing is so like the bourbon boom hit probably like 2012-ish, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
And then everybody decided, okay, well, we're going to start making bourbon. But we didn't make it 5-6 years ago, so now we have to make it. So,
Yeah. And Widow Jane, very similar thing, which, I mean, that's New York. They do have a distillery there, and they will be, I think, very close to bottling their own. But that's exactly what they've done. They just purchased higher-end bourbon or bourbon from a lot of the really good distilleries and blend it and...
Yep, and then bottle it.
All right, so barrel bourbon.
It's kind of redundant. Barrel bourbon, single barrel.
It's got a really nice color. So we had this in our last tasting, but it wasn't part of the tasting. We just had it after.
Just drank it after.
Yeah. Which is never a good idea. Jacob, did you get... you might want to try some of this Blood Oath. Yeah.
And Dave has left us. He will not be back tonight.
No.
I don't know where he's gone.
He...
Fell through the bathroom floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is now in his basement and doesn't know how to get up.
And Bean and I have been in the basement, and we know that very well could happen.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm nervous.
He came back with a cigarette attached to his fingers, burnt to his thumb and his finger. So he just couldn't let go.
So the first, I wish I would have heard or been paying attention. But the first time I had this, and very thankfully, was when I was quarantined. That's the first time I
Let me
had
know
the
what
barrel.
you think of that, Jacob. I mean, you know, he's secretly becoming a very strong bourbon connoisseur because he's just back there just sucking it all in and drinking it all in, too.
And you know what's weird is he never takes any of the cheaper bottles.
Because he's smart.
I like your style.
I agree. You got to try the
Whoa,
try the stuff.
you got to
that's
try
here.
stuff you might
Right.
not get a chance to try again.
Right, absolutely.
No, I completely agree. Like if I was sitting back there, I'd just be like, hold on, what's the best one up there?
Yeah.
I'll take that one.
Just like you when I called you. What's the most expensive one? Just buy it. That's it. What's the most expensive barrel bourbon? Get it.
Well, at first I said the cheapest, and then I was like, it's $10 difference. Buy the most expensive one.
Well, I think when it came down to it, it was Dovetail and the New Year's were like 89. Then there was one. What's the fourth one? It was 99, and then the single barrel was 109. So
Yeah, I was
mean,
like, what am I talking about?
yeah.
Just get that one. Like,
Right.
the $20 is going to break my bank, then I shouldn't be buying any of
right.
them.
I just won't have a floor for a while.
Yeah. Well, then if I would have realized the move that was going to happen, that I probably wouldn't have. But no, I probably would have.
Ooh, wow.
Well, now, to me, this smells a lot like... God. I think it smells a lot like...
Wow.
I gotta do it one more time.
I forgot to smell like Steve did a couple times ago.
Just
I've tasted already, so it's definitely. Whew.
I'm getting some fruit from the smell.
Boy, this smells a lot like something else. I just can't quite place it yet.
That might be cherry, actually. A little cherry.
Wow.
Oh, maybe that is a little chocolate. A little milk chocolate, not dark chocolate. What do you keep saying? Wow. What do you want to say about it?
Nothing that it says that the taste is supposed to taste like. So I'll tell you that much.
God bless it.
It's very different. No other bourbon. The taste itself.
I think it's definitely a little cherry. Maybe that zesty. I've never seen zesty on there, so maybe that's what it is. A little zesty party.
That's a misspelling. It's supposed to say chesty.
Is that why I can feel the hair growing on my chest?
Interesting. I get a lot of pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ton
for
of
sure.
a ton of pepper on it. Almost to the point where I don't know. After what we just had, I feel like it's overpowering.
Yeah, well,
It's
I
definitely
tasted
overpowering.
flower pepper when I first. That's why I said why, or wow. But then I looked and no one said flour.
Yeah.
I mean, no one said pepper.
Yeah.
So that was my first
I get
impression.
a lot of pepper.
That well, and that don't be scared to throw it out there because we have that happen often, even with me and Steve. We're like, it's not on there, but this is what we get.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah, because
very.
these notes we pull up are not. This is just someone else's
Somebody-
opinion.
Exactly.
I don't get much fruit from it. I don't think.
I don't either.
I got some on the smell. Maybe it's a hint of berry.
This
There's
is
something weird.
This might be like the least fruity bourbon we've tried so far. From like I get no.
I get very little fruit. If anything, I'd say it's either an orange peel or an apricot. Is what I get out of it.
And we've come to realize that Dave and I don't know what an apricot is.
Yeah, so that's tough for
So
us.
yes. So I'm going to go with something.
All right, let's
other
go
than-
orange. Then we can go orange.
I'm not even sure I know what it looks like. If it wasn't for the picture that was on
Right,
there.
right. It was just a pit on there. So
Hey, by the way,
Wow.
Tom Cruise's name was Steve Randall in The Outsiders.
What the
you have
fuck?
something in common.
Where did that come from?
Just pops up.
We're just, it is what it is.
So that's an apricot, huh?
Yeah, it looks like a peach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks a lot like a peach.
Yes.
It looks like
Looks
exactly
soft and warm inside.
that.
Easy now, tiger.
That right there looks exactly like what's on the Crown Peach bottle
Yes,
or the box.
Exactly. Yes. They're making this apricot thing up. It's a small peach.
It's not even real.
Just like Burgles. People say they're going to Burgles. It's not real.
No, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. My old boss used to walk out, and I'd say, he was in his 80s at the time, and I'd say, where are you headed? And he'd say Burgles, and he'd laugh. It was 5 days a week. He would say the same thing.
Burgles.
Burgles. I'm like,
You're not going there.
it's not real.
It's real. I used to live by it.
No, it's not real. I'm sorry, Bean. No,
Yeah, but you didn't live there. You only lived by it.
yes.
Right. That's
It's
the.
still real. I got pictures.
Does
He
anybody?
took pictures just in case people didn't realize.
Does anybody actually live there?
People actually live there.
Okay.
18 people.
It's like Narnia.
200, yeah.
It's like Narnia.
All right, so back to reality. Even though he's pulling up Burgles, Ohio,
It's 87 there right
Ooh, it looks tasty. So I added water to mine. Have you added water
I'm
yet?
doing it now.
It does bring out a little bit of floralness. So it's bringing in some, I'm going to dare I say, honeysuckle.
Ooh.
Huh?
We can test that theory.
Yeah,
I have a honeysuckle maker's mark.
I know you do.
Please leave that corked.
BJ's
is
not a big
fan.
fan. He's
That
not a
might be
fan.
my least favorite bourbon I've
He's
ever
not a fan.
tasted. I bought a bottle of it when they had it at
Yeah.
Wintersville Kroger. It was the last bottle of any of the four that they came out with from a flavor standpoint. And it's still corked in my house because I tried it at Garden Grill.
Yeah.
And
So if somebody wants it,
yeah, if somebody wants the bottle, I would even sell it at a discount. It's taking up space at my bar right
I'll
now.
take it. I'll take it.
It was.
I honestly don't. I don't hate it as much as BJ does.
I don't either.
I tasted it and it was. I don't know. It was one of the few that I've not finished. So just normally I'll just take it down as a shot when I'm done. I didn't even finish
Yeah.
it.
For me,
Dave, tell me again what the proof on this barrel is.
it is
Barrel bourbon. I like to call it barrel.
107.7.
Okay.
The,
So it's a big boy bourbon. I think
It's a
when
big
you
boy bourbon.
when you get over,
We get over 100, I think is where you go.
it's a big boy.
Yeah, when you get over bottled and bond proof.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
doesn't change the nose with the water.
I feel like in this lineup, it is becoming pedestrian.
Yes, I think it's going to be mid to low tier.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
it does have a good. It does. It's a little thick.
Yeah,
I mean when
it's got a
in your
decent
mouth.
mouthfeel.
Yeah, it does.
But it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't coat your mouth the same way those other ones I like the
Right.
mouthfeel. It
there's no lingering finish.
no. The only lingering
no-
I get is burn.
A little bit of
Right. Right.
Yeah. I got to be honest. I feel like I enjoyed this more the first time I had it.
I agree.
And I got to say that I think there's a good chance this ends up at the bottom for me. But we got fucking murderer's row here.
Well,
You know what I mean? I mean, we
Right.
got some. I mean, if we were putting it up,
which is why we rank them the way we do, right?
yeah, right.
Because it's not we're not having a bad bourbon.
No,
We're not.
no. Like, there's definitely. I would still drink this over a lot of bourbons.
Right.
Now, am I necessarily after this tasting this time? Am I necessarily happy about the 110 MSRP?
Yes.
Maybe not. But I am happy to have it on the shelf because it's rare. So I'm happy
Right.
I bought it regardless.
And we can't get it in Ohio.
Right. It'd be really hard for us.
It's great to your our edition.
Yes, to our edition. This is the Bastards collection. But it's not overly impressive, especially in this lineup.
Yeah.
And for the price point, for sure.
Yeah, the price point.
I would agree.
I think I would prefer this be around $50, $60.
Yes. I mean, to me, Blade and Bow is
Yeah.
head and shoulders above that.
It's actually only the second thing I had any tasting notes for, and I put bottom.
Yeah.
So just it's going to go at the bottom, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right.
All
Thank you
right.
for letting us know how you feel.
Now I got to finish it. Man, we only have 2 left?
2 left.
It just has an odd initial flavor in my mouth.
does.
Like I don't know what it is.
And here's the other thing I will
Going to
say
be drunk
about
for
that,
MMA
though.
fools. Woo.
Here's the other thing I'll say about that, though, because we've done enough of these before where I've had a bourbon, let's say that, we're doing 8 bourbons, and I'm like, God, I thought this was a lot better than that, but we're matching it up with the other bourbons we're
Right,
doing.
right.
So then I have it, let's say, a week later by itself without having any other bourbon. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to fall under that category.
I agree.
Like if a week from now, if you just pour this either neat or just on a rock,
Right.
you're going to be like, fuck, this is good.
Well, and as we know, some are better on a rock. Like those Maker's Marks one, I don't know how he drank it, but they're meant to be drank on a rock. That's how Maker's Mark does their
Ice
their
could
bourbon.
not help that.
It's his Yellowstone, his Larceny. But to your point, though, Yellowstone, when we did that podcast with Jeff, that's how we all felt about Yellowstone. It's awful.
Right.
So
You had it after.
I took it as one of the bottles that I was going to leave at somebody's house. And I was like, well, also there's no bourbon here, so I'm going to drink some. And I was like, well, shit, it's actually not that bad.
Right.
But we had Widow Jane, Henry McKenna, all those before it.
Right.
So
Right,
it wasn't that bad. And it ended up back here because he doesn't really drink bourbon.
Yeah.
So when he brought it over, he's like, you can just take that home with you. I don't drink bourbon. He's a Scotch guy.
Yeah.
Scotch and Irish whiskey.
Yeah. Both good in their own right, especially the Irish whiskey. I
was
think
just going to say that.
the Irish whiskey is closer to bourbon than anything else out there.
I think now I would go Irish whiskey before I would go Scotch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Have you tried Japanese whiskey?
I've had a
It's
couple.
Scotchy.
I've had a couple, and my understanding is when the Japanese decided that they were going to get into that game, they loved Macallan, and they single-handedly drove
Yes.
up the price of Macallan.
Yeah.
So they were trying to model most of their whiskey after Macallan, and it's very good. Now, I've only had 2, and I couldn't tell you the name because it was just...
You had the Nika Pure Malt, because
That's what-
you had that with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the Hibiki. Have you ever had
No,
Hibiki?
that's
I
like
had-
the most common,
I had that
actually. Isn't it, Bean?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like $100 a bottle or something. I had it.
Oh, no, that's not it.
I had it
No.
at Franco's
Okay.
place and
Lair. We'll call it
yes,
a lair.
Yes,
Was it smoky?
it was.
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, peaty. Yeah, they lean more towards the Scotch side.
Yeah.
Actually, that Nika Pure Malt, I let you taste it, and it was excellent. It was weird because
Yes.
it was like, it's like Scotch, but it has a sweetness to it. So I really enjoyed it, but that smokiness just isn't for me anymore. So I ended up giving it actually to Jacob's dad. I gave it to John because he's still all Scotch and makes
Right.
fun of us for drinking bourbon.
Right.
and
And he's stubborn, so he's never going to get off his Scotch.
No. But he does admit to liking Buffalo Trace.
Yes.
But so I gave it to him, and the first night he had it, he actually was like, "Oh, this is what you get in trouble with." He's like, this goes down like water. They're good Scotch-like whiskeys.
Yeah.
Really good. But
Just the same thing. I don't like tequila,
Yeah.
but you have Clase Azul,
I'll
And
drink
that
it.
white bottle, I'll drink it.
Yeah,
all night.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fantastic.
to
Such
me,
a cool bottle, and
but it doesn't even taste like
Tequila.
no,
to me. So, I
it's
mean,
almost like water with just a little bit of agave flavor.
Yeah.
Right.
I
No
hate
bite.
tequila.
yeah, I don't like tequila.
I literally gag. Like, even people were like, "Oh, well, you got to drink Patron." So I took Patron and I almost fucking threw up.
Yeah.
And it's there's something inherently with me that I can't drink it. I just can't. I just gag immediately. But that Clase Azul Reposado in the white and blue bottle,
yeah.
I will drink it.
I mean,
really cool.
I had someone buy me a shot. I'm like, I just don't like tequila. They're like, just try it, and I tasted it. I'm like, wow.
First time I had it
mean-
was Garden Grill.
Yeah.
That's the first place I had
Now
it.
they're out of it. I wanted it last night, and they were out of it, or 2 nights ago. Yeah,
But
they were
it's
out of it.
impossible to get right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Bean, did you guys get it in again yet? Yeah, it's impossible. They're like out of it in the U.S. Did you know what's going on in Mexico?
No.
First of all, they're going.
Tell
through,
us, Dave.
They're going through their Corona hit.
Enlighten us.
They're going through their Corona hit. Also, the cartel is killing everybody
Why?
because they're the
They
cartel.
just don't like anyone. Steve. I mean, come on.
So they're killing the people that are making tequila? Is that what you're about to tell me?
Have
Well,
you
no,
not?
but-
Have you not watched Ozark? Come on.
Oh, I love Ozark.
Look
It's one
at-
of my faves.
Oh, for-
Look this up,
phenomenal.
Jacob. Look at this up. There was a
I could be
there was a
Jason
single day of cartel murders that I want to say was like I think I'm actually going to underestimate this. 70 cartel murders in one day.
No shit.
Wow.
I think I'm underestimating it. I don't know how you're going to look that up like big cartel murder day.
Patagonia.
Like
BBC right there.
Let's see, where does it give us a number here?
Oh, I saw it.
117 in 24 hours.
Steve,
Wow.
did you finish Ozark the third season?
Yeah.
The
It was
the
like
final scene.
immediately.
The
Watch
final
it.
scene
Oh.
of Ozark the third season was like.
Like brutal.
Oh,
Is there a bigger
I mean, I knew something bad was going to happen, but I didn't know that was
yeah.
going to happen.
and
when-
is there a
when-
bigger cliffhanger?
Oh
Yeah.
When he hugged
Spoiler
them.
alert now.
Yes. Yeah. He hugged them with
Yeah.
blood all over them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Brains,
give a
blood,
shit.
Phenomenal.
little bit of brain.
Didn't give a
Yes,
shit.
yes.
That's getting
So-
up there with Breaking Bad.
I was
Oh,
just
good.
I was just gonna say that. Like, I thought Breaking Bad, like nothing could get to that point. And I really like Better Call Saul, but it's still not as
It's
good
still
as
not
Breaking
the
Bad.
same. No.
But man, this Ozark, and I just hope they keep going.
No, it's
And-
just the fourth season's a final.
I was
They
just
announced it.
going to say that. Netflix doesn't like to
the
let them
fourth
go
season's
too
the
long,
final
man.
season.
And it's insane. How is that going to be the fucking final season?
I don't
man? Your
binge
fucking
watch.
mind.
I don't binge watch anything. Like I come home. I'm at my
I
house
binge
for
watch
like
everything.
a half hour a day, if that's and then I
but that's a
sleep.
show you binge
Oh,
watch.
I watched
for
it
sure.
in 2 days.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it
did
was
the
just
same
like
thing.
I can't stop. It's like 4:00 in the morning. I'm laying there. It's like my eyes won't close.
Yeah.
because I need to see this.
And I love all
I
the
have to go to work in the morning.
right.
and I love all the actors in that. Like
Oh,
Jason
yeah.
Bateman's.
Yeah, he can do anything.
He literally can do anything because he is also like writer director of that show.
I know.
He's fucking phenomenal.
He's unreal.
and been acting forever. He's a
Right.
child star, so don't tell
He
me
is.
child stars can't make it.
Yeah.
You're right.
His sister is Justine Bateman,
Right.
And she was the one who became famous before he did.
I have no
And
idea
it was
who that
it
is.
was in a show called.
You're so young, Dave.
It was.
I think we're like 4 years apart. If that.
she was in a show with Michael J. Fox called
Yes.
Family Ties.
I know
she
Family
played
Ties.
She played the younger sister.
She didn't look like that.
No, that's after her heroin.
I was going to
addiction.
say mixed with meth.
Yeah.
What is going on in that picture? Blow
Oh
that picture
my
up.
lord!
Blow that picture up. What happened, Justine Bateman?
Easy now.
Are there teeth involved in that picture? I don't see them.
Ah, man, things got rough. Things got rough. That's an example of a child star not making it. That's the photo. That's like the poster child photo of that.
But
But I do remember Family Ties.
several of those actors in that show, in Ozark, are phenomenal. Like, what's the
Really good.
blonde? What's the blonde's name?
Is it Laura Linney?
Laura Linney? She's had a ton of
the
young
The
girl.
lawyer?
the curly haired. What's her name?
Oh, yeah, she's been in more and more stuff now too, but I can't remember her name.
But she's
awesome.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah, really
in
great
the show.
fucking actress.
She plays a
I didn't
great
think
part.
I'd like her at all. She's
I
my
didn't either.
favorite character.
Yeah.
Like, ended up being my favorite
Like
character.
the first half of the first season, I was like, I hate her.
Yes.
And then by the end of the first season, I was like, I love her.
Yes.
I love-
She tossed to the guy off the boat, and I was just like,
You guys
that
didn't-
is awesome.
You guys didn't like her off the rip? Like
No.
off the rip, they're in the bathroom and she was like, no, you're not going to do anything because go fuck yourself. And I was like, yep, I'm on board.
There she is, Ruth.
Ruthie.
Julia
That's
Garner.
right. Yeah.
Julia Garner.
Yeah. Yeah. She's favorite character.
No, you going to say Jacob?
I was just saying her name.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very good. I guess we should get back to taste some bourbon.
Yeah,
huh?
maybe that.
Okay. All right. So, pretty excited about this, and I'm sure you're tired of hearing me say that.
Yeah, but these are two of our favorites.
Yeah. So Jefferson Ocean Cash Strength Voyage 21. It is.
It might be one of the only Jeffersons in my top 5 now.
Yeah. It is by far
Out of ones that I can buy.
So
and
we
get my hands on.
used it in almost 3/4 of a bottle of Twin Oak last night for old fashions.
yeah.
So
Really good old fashions.
Oh, of Twin Oak.
Jefferson.
I thought you meant that. I was like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Twin Oak, and again, I had other stuff to use, and I've had the Twin Oak for a while. I like it. Don't
I
get
haven't
me
tasted
wrong.
it yet. You have it at your house?
No, it's gone now.
Oh, okay.
Jeff took it down. Jeff took the rest of the bottle. I'm like, hey, we have a little bit left. He was like, just tipped it back.
Summers?
So, yeah,
Beautiful.
there was only like one shot left.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
I actually haven't had it, and they have not had it back in Steubenville yet. I keep trying to find it.
And I'm wondering if it's going to be a harder to find one because it's just so damn good.
Yeah,
I wish the
it's
Twin
good.
Oak
I mean-
or this one.
That.
We're talking-
Oh,
we were
you're
talking
talking
about the
Twin Oak.
Twin Oak,
Okay.
Yeah.
This
Have you had the Twin Oak, Steve?
Yeah, I have.
I have not, and I really want to try it. I should have bought it when it
So
was
the first
there.
time I had it is when I actually did the bourbon tour there, and they were touting it pretty heavily because they had just come out with it that year, which would have been 2019, I think 2018. I don't know when they came out with it, but it was shortly thereafter.
What's the proof on that, Dave?
This is a big boy bourbon. It is 56%, 112 proof.
Good math there.
I just read it.
Yeah. I saw it in your head. You were working on it.
I'm really good at math when I have a calculator.
So this is the first time I'm having it since we did the tasting.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What happened to your bottle?
I'm nursing it because I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to get another
Well,
one.
it's there.
It's there.
It's in Wintersville now.
Is it
It's
really?
in Steubenville
Yeah.
as well.
3 or 4 bottles left.
Yeah.
21 is? No, 20's in Steubenville.
Yeah, I see everywhere I've been.
Really?
It's all
Yeah, it's
20,
20.
not 20.
We have 20 and 21.
20 is right there. 20 is what they have in Steubenville. Unless they just got it in the last week
20
or
is
so.
trash.
It's not true.
20 is trash.
Don't get 20.
Trash has been called by Steve right now.
The 21 is definitely better, but it is not trash. I'll tell you what, I have a hard time picking another distillery to be number 2 to Buffalo Trace than Jefferson.
Every product they make is rock solid.
It's rock solid.
There's
It's
not anything bad.
It's not that a lot of their bourbons blow my socks off the way Buffalo Trace does,
Right.
but everything is good.
Good, right. Like there isn't anything that if you were at a restaurant, you wouldn't hesitate for a second and
No.
say, oh, yeah, just give me the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
Because you know it's going to be a
Nothing.
solid product.
Exactly. I get.
It's thick. Oh, Dave's still smelling. I'm sorry.
Smell. It's all right. No, go ahead.
Steve and I are both through our drink already. Dave is still
And see,
smelling.
this is
get too
reminiscent
excited.
of why I love this.
I'm talking.
There's so much to give with this bourbon. There's so much flavor. I mean, I don't know. And I could be way off my rocker here, but
Fuck.
I taste chocolate right off the bat.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get chocolate.
You get chocolate.
You
You
get-
get salt. You do get a little bit of caramel. It's spicy.
Yes. You get a little bit of everything.
It's
It's
just-
a kaleidoscope of bourbon.
It might be the best bourbon they've done. I mean, we haven't had their really super rare, expensive ones.
Right.
Which is there only one of those being,
I
or is
think
there
there's a-
two?
There's 1 or 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
They only make like 13. So I mean,
Yeah.
And I
like
think
11.
I was just gonna say when we did it, I believe we did 10 and they made at the time they made 12. I mean, it's like could we do much better than that?
That jumped up on my list. I'll tell you that much.
It's fucking
Yeah,
phenomenal.
it's really good.
Yeah.
really good.
And I know this is like a broken record, but higher proof, there's more flavor to be had there.
There's there's rare examples to contradict it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Buffalo Trace, they contradict it
Yep.
like fairly regularly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they also add to that rule, like with Stagg. But you know, Buffalo Trace is only 45, ton of flavor. Blanton's, ton of flavor, doesn't even hit 100 proof.
Yep.
You know what I
believe, what, 94, 96,
Maybe 93.
93,
Actually, here.
93.6.
I'm going to anger Dave and Steve and
93.
Jeff. Blanton's isn't in my top 5.
No, there is no anger there. There's
Dave,
no anger
Dave just
there.
opened the front door. He's like, you are now
Dave,
no longer.
get out the plastic and the body bag.
Now you're gonna find out what the basement's for.
I have reinforcements coming.
Gilly's coming.
Listen, I don't know if you ever noticed how he walks. His knees are fucked up. I go right for him. You got to size everybody up as they walk in a room. We're going to taste this after this.
Right.
Because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised after tasting everything.
Okay.
But anyway, so we were on the Ocean.
Right.
21. Fucking phenomenal. What was I saying? Oh, 1910. Also one. Lower proof. Very phenomenal. That's what I was going to get to. 1910.
So I'm going to add a little bit of water to this.
Yeah.
I mean, I already knew I loved this. It's my favorite Jefferson's I've had to date. There's just
Agreed. I think I rated it lower in the tasting for
not by much though. You might have had
I
it
think
2 or 3.
It was 2 or 3. I think I had Groth ahead of it. Groth might have been the only one. But I think I might have been wrong.
It's just it is chock full of flavor.
Chocked.
And that's what I love about it. Like you don't have to. I mean, there's flavors everywhere in this.
Yeah.
To me, I love chocolate, love caramel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't taste fruit in it at all. It's a chocolate caramel.
I agree.
You know
Yeah.
that again it jumped way up on my
I do
list.
get a little
I
bit of
agree.
cinnamon. I don't really. Yeah, I think I agree with you about the fruit. I don't really get any fruit. Cinnamon. Tommy Two Phones, where are you? Cinnamon.
We got to get him back on here. Damn it.
Yeah. Well, he was gonna try to make it Saturday, but he's moving as well.
Oh,
He got an apartment in Oakdale, so we all decided that we're mad at him.
Tommy and Dave both got kicked out, and they need to. They need.
Well,
to
actually,
move.
me and Tommy owned the house that he's moving out of. We
okay.
just sold it. We just didn't sell it for much of a profit, or I'd already have a new bathroom.
It's all right. That's okay.
Listen, for the parties we threw in that house, I'm happy we sold it for what we owed.
So I feel like we should probably bring this up just real quickly so people know, because I know in the Jefferson bourbon tasting we went obviously in great detail about this. But the whole Ocean idea behind the Jefferson bourbon is that they age the bourbon on an ocean liner.
Yeah.
And it speeds up rapidly the maturation of the bourbon.
Because of the motion in the ocean.
and it
Like,
allows
as
them
funny
to
as-
launder money. No, wait, sorry. We're
Yeah,
back
no,
on
I mean
Ozark stuff, so-
this is an ocean liner that has drugs.
He's an accountant, so he might know what he's saying.
I mean, I there are drugs, guns. I mean, God only knows what's on this ship.
For sure, there were pirates. We've discussed this.
Yes, there is no doubt.
Rape and pillage.
But it's just it's like a cool idea. And this guy, Trey Zeller, came up with the idea. He had a buddy who happened to be on this ocean search voyage who he could do this with. And we're at 21. I mean, we're at voyage 21.
But correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't do each number, right?
No.
So
Yeah.
I think like the first 5 ended up like bad because they aged them too long.
Too long because they didn't understand how much
So
it was
they
going
did
to.
'em 4 on land, and then did them 4 on
Yeah,
the ocean.
which
And
was-
they ended up being like pure molasses.
Yeah.
So you could literally dump it on your pancakes. It's that
Yeah,
Well, I want that.
yeah.
Why don't we have that?
So I
Bourbon-flavored
believe now they do
What the fuck we
4 on
talking about right
land,
now?
4 on land, and anywhere from.
18 months.
Yeah, I was going to say 18 months to 2 year. Yeah.
I expect those bourbon pancakes to be on Garden Grill's brunch menu on Sunday. Just so you know,
shit. Oh.
mind blown.
Yeah, and the main liquor that we cook with is actually bourbon. Ooh.
So again, last sip, man, I get a little vanilla, I get some chocolate.
I poured too heavy for such a big boy bourbon.
Well, I tell you what, I got a lot of burn in the last sip that I had.
Did you?
Even with water.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, it's a big boy.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a lot of burn right now too.
Right.
I didn't get any burn on my last sip. What's that say about me?
I still have more. We might have got too excited.
Fine. I'll accept that.
BJ was trying to like apologize to him for saying it, and Steve's like, "Yeah,
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Man.
I poured way
this
too
is
heavy."
this is a unique lineup that we've
BJ
done
actually
tonight.
went for second.
Dave poured too heavy. I poured twice.
Yeah, I was gonna say I poured too
saw
heavy.
that. I
BJ
saw
went for
that.
seconds. And now, for the
I'm
moment
telling you
we've
right
all
now,
been waiting for.
That's going to be hard to get out of my top two, but we'll see. We haven't had Stagg yet.
I don't know. You know, Stagg Jr. is my favorite, but
I don't think.
I double poured the Jefferson.
Now,
Yeah.
the first time you had the Stagg was Hilton Head? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And like I said, it was the first drink of the night. I had
And you
I
just had it neat, right?
had it neat. And I had a couple right after.
Do you remember what the proof was on that one? Do you have a picture of the bottle?
I'm going to look right now.
Yeah, that's-
I had some
Because there's
great.
different batches.
I
I
had
was just
some
going to say.
great bourbons that night.
That is a very good point to bring up. So every bottling of Stagg is a different proof.
I actually didn't trade the bottle we had for the other one because the ones I got for Garden Grill
Yeah.
were a different batch.
They were batch 12.
The ones for Garden Grill were. I didn't trade because I did not enjoy it. It's still really good. I did not enjoy it as much as this batch.
Okay.
So I didn't
So-
trade.
And do you remember what that proof was on that one?
It's a little higher.
Higher, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't have the proof of the one that I had down there.
He has
but
no proof that he drank Stagg.
I had, but right after that, I drank that Stagg, and then I had Redemption or Rhetoric 24,
Yeah, you were asking me to look
which
for
was
that. I
very
couldn't find it.
very good.
Yeah, I
I've
couldn't
never
find
heard
it.
of
I looked for it. I
Gilly
couldn't
drank a
find it.
Miller High Life. Oh, sorry.
Where does it say on the bottle, though, what batch it is?
I had
You
Templeton.
actually have to get. There's like a website.
I had a Templeton Rye,
Proof out.
which was good, and then I tried Pikesville for the first time, which I really like Pikesville.
Love Pikesville.
And someone at Garden Grill named Dave can't
So
get it
based
back
on
right
proof,
now.
you know what batch.
So are
Makes
you
sense.
are you liking Henry McKenna more? I can get Pikesville back. I haven't even tried.
No,
it.
I like Pikesville better than McKenna.
Have you tried it again recently?
What Pike or McKenna?
'Cause
No,
ori-
I refuse.
Because initially, well, not there. Yes,
Yeah, yes,
correct.
yeah. I have a couple bottles in my house
Yeah.
that I haven't opened yet. So
Because initially, I don't think you were ready for the spiciness, but I think you'll really have a different feeling of McKenna now. I really do.
okay,
I would agree with that because I put Pikesville and McKenna
Neck and neck.
neck and neck. Neck and neck. And here's the crazy
It's
thing
a
about
spicy
it.
bourbon.
Yeah,
It's a
and
spicy bourbon.
He's a spicy. He likes it spicy. So the crazy thing about it, though, is McKenna's not a rye. All right? It's not a rye, but it drinks like a
rye.
I mean, I've said it several times. I'm like, oh, yeah,
It's-
we're going to have that in the rye. It's not a rye.
it's very light. The look of it is very light
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
it pours. I had Old Ezra after I had Stagg Jr. that night. Old Ezra 7-year.
Did you throw it up against the wall? This is shit.
It's the 7-year. It's not the Ezra Brooks. It might be okay.
He was flipping tables.
That's what we do when you don't have a rock.
So Baker 7 was after that. It's 107 proof. That was good.
Yeah, I have Bakers here.
I have it as well.
And then here's the one that they have in South Carolina a lot is chicken cock.
I haven't had
Aren't you
that.
trying to get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so that's.
And
what'd
what'd you think of that?
It was good as well. It's a
Spicy?
no, not spicy. Smooth, little lighter. Not real. Not real thick in the mouth, but
I'm gonna pour yours. If
I was just going to say, give me that big, beautiful bastard.
I'm just holding it from Dave here, so he doesn't get
It's
to.
like you guys are just teasing me with it over there. Just bring it over. I feel like I should stop talking like that. It's real creepy, huh? You guys don't have headphones on. You guys don't know.
It sounds.
It's a little creepy. I mean, it's like I drive a school bus, and I
thought maybe it was
I
one of
really
those.
like the young girls.
Oh, Jesus. Now I'm in
I
with the
drive a-
pedophile ring.
I drive an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was like one of those 1-900 numbers.
No.
But you guys just
Definitely not.
you guys that are just listening missed Dave's arm across the table for the last 30 seconds trying to get the stag from Steve.
Give it to me? What's going on?
I need it now.
Yeah, I definitely didn't trade because after I tasted the one at Garden Grill, I do like this batch better.
Heavy. You know, big boy,
it's
128,
strong, yeah.
128.7. So it's gonna.
It's strong.
It's
in
gonna
the
hit
nose.
ya.
I mean, it burns, stings the nostrils.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
you know what I meant
There's
to.
no doubt.
You know which one I meant to put on this tasting, and I completely fucking forgot. Is right there between the Knob Creek and the Pikesville. Yeah, because that's up there alcohol wise with this one.
Never had it.
Never had. No, I should have.
This is
Never
one of the highest proofs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's damn near 70% alcohol.
Yeah. Easy now, Tiger.
But what's crazy, like you do get the alcohol in the nose a little bit, but it's really not fucking crazy for how high alcohol it is. And I definitely get the cherry. I love this fucking batch.
It burned my nose hairs, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You gotta not breathe so deep. Don't breathe so deep.
I didn't want to say anything, but you needed groomed. You're welcome.
Don't breathe so deep, brother. It's definitely cherry. Definitely cherry. I think that's why I love this one so much because they always say that you get cherry in every bourbon, which is a fucking lie, and I get it from this.
I get the cherry, Dave. You are spot
sure.
on.
It's so good.
I think that's
And
why
that
I like it so
mouthfeel,
much.
man.
So good.
This is so much better than the one at Garden Grill. The one at Garden Grill is good, but this is so much better.
So what's the one at Garden Grill?
What's this one? 64? Yeah, 64. The one at Garden Grill is 66%. Sorry, 64% alcohol here, 66% at Garden Grill.
And how many bottles did you get for it?
I got enough. Okay. There's still one unopened and one on each side. He's
I
whispering.
feel like we
always end up whispering.
I feel like we need to hold one back.
You will try to get it from him? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. I could probably do that.
It's probably not smart to put it on
So
there.
this-
You
this
might
was-
have to edit this section.
Well, no, if I do it, I'm going to buy
so-
it from him.
When I was down in Hilton Head, George E. Stagg was on their list, and it was an expensive pour.
How much?
50?
No, it was $80 for a double.
Fuck off.
For a double pour. Double pour. Double pour.
Double. Okay.
Double
Double.
pour. All right.
I might be able to swing that.
So
As long as they're actually giving you 3 ounces. Because didn't you say some of them were like 0.75?
I think it was 0.75, 1.5.
1.5 for the joint.
For the double.
For the double. Fuck off. No way.
Yeah,
So-
that's crazy.
But Monica down there, the bartender, knows essentially every bourbon that you could possibly have. She said, "Hey, why don't you try the Stagg Junior? If you like Widow Jane,
Yeah.
you're gonna get that same spicy back of your throat, lasting flavor." And then I had the Stagg Junior, and I'm like, "Okay, I need this."
Yeah, well,
You know.
it's kind of crazy that she correlated those two, and maybe she just knows something that I know because they are wildly different. I mean, I love both, like a lot. Like I'm a big fan of both. Like if I see a bottle of Widow Jane somewhere, I'm gonna buy it because we don't get it in Ohio.
Well, I went to the liquor store. There was like 15 bottles of Widow Jane, and I'm like, do I buy all of them? I've never seen this white label that looked like my daughter made it on. Like
I know,
print,
it's
print
so
shop
simple.
Yeah.
Right.
back in the 90s.
I know, it's
Well,
so
I know.
simple.
I can't wait to try when they have their own
Right.
because this
Which
is
is
it's
soon.
a blend now.
Right.
It's not their own.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No,
Yeah.
they're very close. Yep. Go ahead.
So because they want everything they do to be 10 years. So
Okay.
they're waiting for their stuff to be aged 10 years. And what they're using now is other people's stuff and then aging it for a little while longer.
And,
You know what
and
I
I
mean?
believe mostly Kentucky, but it might be some stuff from Indiana.
They do. They buy 3 different places. I think it's Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay, so they do. So they buy from. Beat, say that into the mic for me, brother.
So they buy it from 3 different places: Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
His voice is like velvet.
I know. I wish he would have been talking to the mic the whole time.
Steve, that is the bourbon talking.
But they we're actually working on me and Jake are working on getting more mics set up. I am gonna send you some information because I found a better way to do it. So I'll send you some information as well.
Okay.
But so I can't wait to try their actual 10-year stuff because their blend that they're doing is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking
I mean,
phenomenal.
I feel bad even drinking it out of my flask in my golf bag. I'm like,
No.
this is too good to drink on the golf course.
Unless-
I just need.
Honestly, unless you have a glass flask, I just wouldn't do it.
You know, I don't have a problem with it, BJ. I really don't. I mean, you're talking about a guy that puts Blanton's in my flask. And I've done 1910.
You did what?
E.H. Taylor. Right.
Did what?
Yeah. Blanton's in a flask, drinking it on the golf course. It's in a natural state. And it's in a Blanton's flask.
It's when Steve
BJ saw it.
Hold on.
Steve
First,
really
on it.
needs
First of all, you said natural state. Definitely not. Natural state?
I don't know.
Natural state.
It's either in wood or in glass.
This is in.
I was confused for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, I was too. We were having a stare down. I was thinking about jumping over to the stage.
It was like an old western. Bow, bow, bow.
I will go after you.
There's no hair to be involved.
No,
in
honestly, I can't. No hair to be involved. I can't. I can't even. I talk shit, but I can't even really say anything because I don't have a flask. Like where I go, I just carry a bottle.
So I have a, and I wish I would have brought it, and I thought I showed it to you. So I have a specific Blanton's flask,
Oh,
and it has a horse on the top, and
I might have seen a picture of it.
I'm jealous right now.
Yeah, you should
I like
be.
the horse.
and for the first 2 months I had it, I wouldn't put anything but Blanton's in it, and then eventually I had to, step down off of that pedestal
yeah.
because I was like, well, if I keep doing that, I'm gonna run out of Blanton's.
Yeah, real quick.
And then I would.
What do you say?
I said, now you don't have to worry.
Yes.
I say I'm running low, but I have 2 unopened bottles of Blanton's and 2 open. But I always worry about the Blanton situation just because we typically
You
drink
only
so
have
much
one
Blanton's.
unopened, just so you know.
That's not true.
Okay.
He's got 2 over your right hand shoulder.
There's going to be one.
Oh no!
Grab it! Hurry up! Grab it!
From the guy that just said he doesn't even like Blanton's that much.
But Steve told me that I'm going to like it more now.
Right.
I think you are. I really do.
And I would agree. I know it's not part of the tasting, but I think we should do it at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
Introduce it
Yeah.
because we've done such a great lineup.
Well, listen. Here's what I'll tell you on the Buffalo Trace tasting. Every single person, I think every single person except for me actually had Stagg Blands, and I had Bland Stagg.
Yeah.
But to me, for all of us, they were probably pretty close.
Yeah.
I think the proof carried it over for you guys. I love Stagg. I love how much cherry I get from it. I love all that. But to me, I thought the Blanton's was actually a little bit more complex. At 93 poof.
Poof?
Poof.
93 poof.
Can't wait for this MMA podcast after this.
This guy's going to beat this other guy.
He punched him in the face and he fell and they called the fight.
What's crazy about it, though, is the Stagg is not the same mash bill. Is it 1? Yeah, so it's mash bill 1. Blanton's is 2. But, man, I get a lot of Blanton's out of this.
This is where they
I
nerd
really
out on me
do.
because I don't know anything about the mash bills. But
So the mash bills is just the
Neither does
difference of
Steve.
the...
He's just talking right now. He has no idea what he's talking about.
no, I know what the mash bills are. I'm just never gonna know 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4. I'm gonna be like, listen, they got this mix of stuff.
So
awesome.
mash
There's
bills...
4 of them. It's one of the 4.
And correct me if I'm wrong, mash bill 3 is the heavy wheated bourbon or wheated mash bill that gives you Pappy's in the Weller.
Yeah.
Mash bill 1 gives you all the stuff Buffalo Trace makes.
All the E.H. Taylors except for 2,
Yeah.
I think.
Buffalo Trace, E.H. Taylor,
Stagg,
Right.
Stagg.
Yep. But the mash bills clearly aren't that much different, and I think it. Yeah. And what maybe is the consistency through everything they make is the char.
Yeah.
You know, it's level 4 char like we discussed in our last. So I think that gives it the consistency.
All I know for sure is there's not a bad Buffalo Trace product.
There's not. And we proved that.
Because we thought H&H was going to be the worst whiskey we ever had in our life.
No.
And it's not.
I'll chug a bottle right now. if I need to
I
do
would
it.
I would drink it all so no one else can get it.
He said, I will chug a bottle right now.
If
No
I need to
one.
do it on air, I will do it.
He just immediately throws up afterwards. Because I believe you would actually get it down. It'd be what happens afterwards.
Right.
He's like, you
Wouldn't be
will
good.
hear me drink it.
I
through
will
this
be
microphone.
I will be army crawling outside of the house.
Did you rinse that glass?
Not yet.
Anyhow,
Hand that over to him.
They're force feeding me Blanton's right
look
now.
at him flaunting Blanton's.
I'm
like
still
it's nothing.
I'm still sipping on the Stagg.
I'm gonna get stared at as I drink this Blanton's. You will like this.
I'll
You will
purposely
like
I'll purposely not look at you and just look over your right shoulder.
I got to tell you though, I don't know that we.
You have the most slidable table. It's like it's made of ice.
I polish
just-
I polish it with what's that fucking-
Carnauba?
right there, Pledge.
I mean, I just touched the bottle, went sliding 4 feet across the table.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
by the way,
though-
what the fuck is Carnauba?
Carnauba wax.
Wax for your car.
Okay, so
Obviously, you don't take care of your vehicles.
I have to
I
tell
don't
you,
even like my vehicle.
the
Other people do.
Stagg.
I hate
Just
it.
going back to the Stagg because I feel like we didn't give it enough due as far as
I
flavors
feel like it's
and
just
everything.
because we know.
It's super smooth. I mean, for the proof, it's unbelievable how smooth this bourbon is.
It's damn near 70% alcohol,
Right.
and it is smooth.
And it's lingering. It's complex.
Yes, very complex.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's depth on it. I mean, it hits all the points for me.
It's one of the few that when you look up there, maybe Toasted's the only one I don't get, but when I look up there, every single thing
Like,
up there is
hits,
on there.
Hits.
I mean, the Stagg. It's funny because the on that menu down in Hilton Head, it was not an expensive bourbon.
Well, you had two different places.
The George E. Stagg, which is
Well, you had two different places because that's how I priced out
okay.
the what we had. You had one that had the
Dave
Stagg.
pays attention way more than I did.
Yeah, you had one on the two menus you sent me. You had one Stagg Junior that it was like $9.
Yeah.
Then you had another one where it was I think $25.
It's funny because it's the same restaurant ownership down there
No
between
shit.
those two like restaurants or two places.
Well, it's why I originally had it. I think at like what 22, 23.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we'll be in between the two, which
No,
was not in between. I was leaning more.
Now
And then-
it's too expensive, Dave.
well, but I actually I lowered it even more. I lowered
Did
it
you?
to 18.
Oh, okay.
18 is where it's at now.
So,
I just think it's reasonable. We get it out the door. If we get it again, we still make a profit on
but
it.
there was the George E. Stagg was the higher end
Yes.
of the Stagg Junior, and I think it was $78 for a double pour.
Which was 1.5 ounces.
Yeah.
Fuck
so,
off.
so I got the Stagg Junior was, I think, what did you say? The first place, the cheaper one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
at
$18.
$9.
$18 for a double pour.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
when I drank it, I'm like, wow.
Well,
This
and
is
Garden
not
Grill-
just an $18 double
Yeah.
pour.
One credit I got to give to Garden Grill as well is if you get a double pour of Garden Grill, you actually get a discount.
You get 3 ounces. So
You get 3 ounces. Yeah, well, you weren't at first, which is why you got a free pour of Stagg. Because
You had to bitch a little bit, didn't you?
the bartender was giving him
6 ounce pours?
they were giving him way less.
Yeah.
He was missing an ounce
yeah.
for a double.
Again, and
for a double.
I, to be honest, I go there a lot. It's I love the place.
You
I
do.
mean,
You
I-
love
I'm-
the place, and you-
and I never look at my bill. But when I saw how much my bill was for I was there for like 2 hours, and I'm like, wait a second, And then I looked, I'm like, hey, this isn't.
Something's
this
not
isn't-
right.
Something's not right.
So he did get a free pour of Stagg because I talked to the bartender that was working, and she was shorting him at a whole ounce. And I was like, nah, you can't do that. So he got a free pour of Stagg. And he was also sticker shocked. I'm going to go ahead and say it because I don't think he wanted to say it. He got sticker shock from our Henry McKenna.
Yeah. Well, I did too.
Well,
You got it there at Garden Grill?
he got it once. And
I got it once.
and then
I
he
really
forgot.
I really like it.
Well, and then he forgot what it was, and he went to order it again, and I went, Steve, it's 40 a pour.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh wait, I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah.
You just can't have it.
And then I immediately ordered the Pikesville.
Yeah. Pikesville's the best deal in the house.
Oh,
There.
for sure. I mean, it's on the $10. It's on the $10 menu.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's the best pour in the house.
Yeah, you can't.
One time there was a bartender that used to work there. Me and Steve were getting ready to leave. And there was a bartender that used to work there. We saw that she wasn't measuring the pours.
Yeah.
And she was over pouring. And me and Steve were like, never mind, we're going to sit back down. Like, literally, we were like, it's time for us to go. We've had too much. We were getting ready to leave, and we watched her pour two whiskeys in a row. And we were like,
We could have another one. I could have another one. Bring it on.
What's hilarious is when they confronted her, because they said, listen, you have to measure your pours. They were like, some customers are afraid that you're not giving them enough. And she said, if anything, I overpour. And they were like, well, that's not better.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
I believe Gilly is going to be here in a second just to
Oh,
be the
dear Lord.
Where is the Stagg bottle?
Right here.
Okay.
I'm pretty drunk, just so you guys
All right.
know.
Hey, so, all right. We got Blanton's now. We all have Blanton's, right?
I have.
All right. Now,
I have not.
okay.
See-
So it's right here. Right here.
Here's my difference with you guys and Blanton's and Stagg and Widow Jane.
But do you think you enjoyed it more this time than you did the last time?
I like.
Did you try this?
I did.
Okay.
I like a very, very deep spice sting in my back of my throat.
You know what's crazy about that? Is,
Blanton's does not give that to
No,
me
it's
No.
not
at
going to.
all.
no.
So I mean, you're gonna trend towards the rise.
Yes.
Right, for sure.
But not
And this is in
not
high.
Angel's Envy rye though.
No. But also, he's gonna trend towards the higher proof, and this is not. You know, it's 93.6.
But you know what's crazy is he's fairly new to this, and typically it takes people longer. Like you really started drinking, BJ, correct me if I'm wrong, you really started drinking bourbon a little bit after me.
Oh, no. I mean, it was only like 10 months ago.
Yeah.
Just like when I started smoking cigars,
Yeah.
and
But you used to come
my buddy Turbo tried to show me how to smoke a cigar, and he laughed at me for literally a half hour.
Yeah.
He was like, "What are you doing?" I'm
But
like,
what
I
is
don't know."
wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm
So-
not even sure it's been 10 months for you, because you used to come into Garden Grill and typically order
Yeah,
like
peanut
a
butter
Crown
whip,
and
Screwball.
ginger ale, Screwball.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it Crown and
I
ginger ale?
kind of remember that. And the next
It's
thing you
actually
know, he's
Jam-
like, I want an
Jameson
old
Jam.
fashioned.
Yeah.
Give me an old fashioned.
Well, it's the same. I brought up cigars because when people first start smoking cigars, they like Connecticut's very light,
right.
cigars.
Sumatras.
I
for
went
me.
right from like smoking a cigar to Maduros and like harsh.
Yeah.
I mean, where people are like, when I'm smoking them, I haven't tasted. They're like, this tastes like dirt. And I'm like, I must like dirt then. You know what I mean? But so I think it's the same thing with bourbon. Is I like burn.
Yep.
I like spice.
Yeah.
When I drink it and it's really, really sweet.
Yeah.
That's not. But I like old fashions. You know how I like old fashions.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I don't like old fashions. I like the first two drinks.
I don't like. The other day, we were trying to standardize old fashions, and they're gonna be muddled. And I'm like, I won't ever order an old fashioned then.
Yeah.
And I order 10 a week.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
Yeah.
like.
One of the things I just saw recently,
Which,
and-
by the way, I do have to point out, because I don't know if I ever did it on the podcast, but Steve's Old Fashioned was the best Old Fashioned I ever had.
you know
Go
what?
ahead.
That's very nice of you.
I had to point it out. It's
Okay.
it's the truth.
So here's
It's out
my
of three.
Here's what I want to do on old fashions, and there are some places that do this. So I'm not like bringing something out new where it's like, oh my God, he's a genius. But I think how we're going to eventually like old fashions is we're going to do them
Okay.
no ice, right? Chilled. So I'm going to make it in a shaker.
Okay.
Very little sugar, so it's not sweet.
Okay.
Heavy bourbon, All right, and of course your other additives. You know, you throw a maraschino or not maraschino, but a Luxardo cherry. Yeah, onion peel, but we do
onion peel, orange peel.
Orange peel. Yeah. Thank you. I'm getting a little hungry here. All right, so orange peel. All right, so again, this is my thought on it. I'm not saying it's going to be a good one, but I'm going with it.
Okay.
So we're mixing all of that in there, maybe with the exception of the orange peel and the Luxardo cherry.
Okay.
And then I'm pouring it up like a martini up.
Sure.
So it's all bourbon and it's not getting watered down. So you're getting more of the bourbon flavor, which is what I like. And is
Right.
my issue with an old fashioned is like it
Are
gets,
you not an old fashioned fan?
I am.
Okay.
But my issue with old fashions, and it's across the board,
Is you like bourbon?
right?
Yeah.
And people make them too sweet.
Sweet, right. So I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Jeff Fithen.
Yes.
He makes
He makes very good.
really good old fashioned. Now
Yeah.
he uses a couple things different. He actually went the other day to lemon peels.
Yes.
Instead of orange, and I'm looking
was
at it
really
like,
good.
I'm looking at it like this is a couple weeks ago. I'm like, really, lemon peels?
Yeah.
You know, but he doesn't use simple syrup or sugar cubes. He uses Demerara, brown sugar syrup,
Yeah.
and he has a whole process where I see a hammer and some saws in his kitchen. You
There
know,
were definitely saws. I witnessed it.
you know, but
I have to say,
It's
I think I
good.
like
It's
a lemon pill
really
more
good.
than an orange.
But I tell you what, he used the lemon peel again last night, and
He
there's
did.
something to it. He expresses the lemon, and
Yes.
I mean they were phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a little more bitterness to this, which
Yeah.
which I might like more than the sweetness of the orange.
Right. So, Dave, first time I had it yesterday with the lemon peel, and I watched him doing it, and I knew he had told me about it before, and man, it does make a difference.
Yeah.
It in exactly what you just said. It just cuts the bitterness, cuts a little bit of the sweetness out.
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, he looked at me, and I'm like, Jeff, you've been in here for 20 minutes. You know, I want my fucking old fashioned. You know what I mean? And he's looking at me like,
Finish.
Do you want it right? And I'm like, okay.
Speaking
You know,
of the time, something I don't like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I want to have the best product out there at Garden Grill Steakhouse. Something I don't like that they're starting to do is they're starting to pre-peel the orange.
Right.
they
like-
wilt like crazy.
And
I mean,
what you're not going to get when you espresso the orange, you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get it. It's not going to be there. It's going to be dried out, and you're not going to have it. It's got to be fresh.
Yeah.
And just the same way that bartenders think that it takes too much time to use a jigger, it takes too much time to cut an orange peel. It does until you get used to it.
Right.
And once you get used to it, and I the new bartender we're training, I told him, I said, listen, you're on a stage, and the better you can do on that stage,
right.
the more money you're gonna make.
Oh, for sure.
And like I told, like he,
I mean, other than climbing a ladder
Right.
at
Well,
a
polls.
grill and be like, hey, I don't know what I want. Just stay up there for a
Yeah.
minute, you know.
I
know.
need you to get me that top bourbon on the top shelf.
Which one? Hold on.
Oh,
Let
wait,
me think
hold
about
on
it for a
second. I don't know.
But what I told him, because I saw him, and even though it was only a vodka and cranberry,
Okay.
he poured it down where nobody could see
Oh,
him
yeah.
pouring.
You make
And he
drinks
pour-
that-
and he
it's an
poured
ar-
it there.
it-
I said, no,
It's artistry.
put it up here.
Yeah.
Put it up here. Let everybody see you do the pour. Like when I was still bartending at Garden Grill, I set up my station beforehand in my.
People love to watch that.
Right.
I mean, they'll be mesmerized by it.
Right.
I mean,
It's huge.
In
Yeah,
the middle
I
of
agree.
the bar, I put up all my mixers. I put my spoon. I put the jiggers up here, and I put them all in one station. And then I put on
Hopefully
a
you
show.
don't put your sack up there too, though.
Just depends on
Well,
the customer.
every once in
Depends
a
on
while, I've had to tell him. You know what I mean? Like,
It depends on the customer.
Why is he putting his sack up on there?
but
why is he rubbing it back and forth?
But I try to put on a show, and then I try to talk to everybody at the bar. Obviously, there's people
Yeah.
that come in where I tend
Except
to
for
talk
the
to
other
them
night
more.
when you were trying to smoke, showing someone the smoking of an old fashioned or a bourbon, and you obviously weren't a great salesman.
Yeah, well, I love that. And I love Gilly, too, because Gilly, to his friends, is like as loyal as they come, man.
Unreal.
As loyal as they come. I love Gilly. He's just a giant bear of a man, and he has a giant heart. But he'll insult you every time he talks to you.
For sure.
But there was this guy, he was like, hey, pull out the thing that you guys put the smoke drinks in. So I put it out, and I put it on the thing, and then he started in some random conversation, and he was obviously already drunk.
Oh.
So I pulled it back, and I put it back on the counter, the back counter, and then apparently he said, that
guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah, that guy's a dick.
With terrible salesman.
And I guess Gilly was like, he's really not.
He's really not. He's a good guy. Like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah,
but this is also a guy that's like
tried to walked
out on his bill once
and tried to do it again.
Tried to do it again, and then made the girl that he met just recently pay for his his entire. Good for him.
He's not a good guy. So I wasn't offended anyway, because I didn't want to deal with the guy in the first place. He was loud, obnoxious.
Yeah.
If I was the bartender, honestly, would not have kept giving him drinks.
Yeah.
Would not have.
Yeah.
That bartender made a different choice, and then they made him pay for his other bill, much to the girl who paid for it surprise. She's like, I don't understand why I had to.
Surprise.
She said, I don't understand why I had to pay for his bill.
Yeah.
She also walked out of the cigar bar into the bathroom, walked back out of the bathroom, and was like walking back and forth like,
how do I get out of this place now?
She was like, I don't know. This is when she was trying to get back into the cigar bar. She was like, I don't remember how to get back into the cigar bar. I'm like, it's the other door.
There's 2 doors. Pick one of them. Yeah.
Is Gilly showing up?
He actually, I think, went to the wrong address. He's like, is it Sunset, like off of Sunset in West Virginia? And I'm like, what is Sunset in West Virginia?
This gives us a good opportunity. Let's rank our bourbon.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah.
We need to do
forgot
that.
We haven't even done
it's
that.
a very important part of it. Which, by the way, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm having this Blanton's, and I don't give a shit what you say, BJ. Yes. It is every bit as good of anything I've had tonight.
It's not as good as Stagg Jr. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
He said every bit as good.
Yeah.
And he might put it right below Stagg.
Damn,
but it's tough.
It is tough.
It's number one.
Like I said,
I'm about to try it again now.
See, here's the problem. I told you, I like a burn at the end.
Yeah.
And maybe because I like needles. You know what I mean? When they're coming to give me an IV, I go give blood.
He's an S&M guy. He's an S&M guy.
Just bring it all in.
You don't want to see his basement.
Blanton's is very smooth, and I get that. It's just not my go-to.
Yeah.
I
get it.
You know, but again, the Stagg, even Widow Jane, some of those harsher bourbons.
They give you just a little bit more burn.
Give me a little bit. I don't know why I like to sit there with my chest going, like rubbing it because it hurts.
No, but
it's funny you say that about Widow Jane. I don't really get that from Widow.
Get that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, in some Widow Janes, I get that. But, I mean,
Different
I get
batches.
that completely with. But I think it's just, I don't know what it is, Dave. And I know you and I are symbiotic on this. Man. I mean, dollar for dollar, there just isn't a better bourbon than fucking Blanton's.
$54.
There's not a better bourbon.
There's not a better bourbon.
There's not.
Than Blanton's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
$54.99.
Like, have you been brainwashed?
No,
I don't know. I feel like I have. I feel like somebody injected.
Jeff has brainwashed you.
Maybe.
No, I don't think he
It's a
has.
possibility.
He's brainwashed you too.
54.
I'm on.
Jeff brainwashed me, and I brainwashed him. I guess,
I was
but
gonna
I'm
say, he
telling
would've
you,
been-
I'm on an episode of The Walking Dead right now. They've been brainwashed. I'm sorry. They're like Blanton's.
I'm telling you.
Blanton's.
Yeah, I mean, it is
$54.99.
so
I don't
good.
care about price. I want flavor.
Listen,
Right,
What do you
but there
mean?
is flavor. It's
you
all
mean?
about flavor. It's all about flavor.
It's so
Flavor.
much.
I must like pain. I don't know.
Like I said, nobody wants to see his basement. He's got a gimp suit. You know the guy in all leather in Pulp Fiction? That was actually
yes.
BJ.
Yes, that was me.
Go get the gimp.
I'm about to take my first sip of Blanton's. Let me see.
And enjoy.
Hold on,
Just enjoy.
Let me see his look. Oh wow. I've seen that look before.
Oh, look at him chewing it. He's
It's
chewing it up.
Wait, it's all over his beard now.
Fuck off. Dollar for dollar. Dollar for dollar.
Can't get better.
Can't get better.
Listen, I'm sorry. When you can bring me something as a
how
better
much,
product.
How much is Buffalo Trace paying you guys?
Fuck, I wish they were.
Yeah!
Gilly
Yes!
Monster.
Gilly's here.
I was really hoping you were going to come in with that tank top.
You just take over that recliner if you want, buddy. You just move it wherever you
Yes. We're going to get Gilly bourbon drunk.
want. Yeah, well, Gilly, I wanted you on this episode. I really did. But I feel like you're nervous about bourbon.
Gilly's not nervous about anything.
Let's get Gilly some
Yeah, the
bourbon
place still
right
isn't
now.
put together. What would you like to drink, man?
Come on.
A beer? Yeah. If you
No,
go,
no, he
No,
needs
no,
bourbon.
He needs bourbon.
If you-
I'm pretty hungover, so.
if you go through the door at the end of the kitchen, then you'll see a door that leads to the garage. You'll see a big fridge down there. There's
He's
Coors
like,
Light.
then go out that door. You'll be outside. Get back in your car.
Get back in your car and get the
and
fuck
leave.
out.
Just leave.
You'll see a big fridge on the other side of the car, Gilly. Because the fridge doesn't fit in the house. That's how small the house is.
Well, I'm going to go back to the Stagg
All right,
Junior
what-
for a second.
let's
I'm going to show him where the beer is.
We're gonna do
would
our
she-
rankings?
What would she give Gilly? Some Stagg? Let's give.
He died with Stagg. You know, he was with me when he brought the Blood Oath. Let me try that.
All right,
Hey, Gilly. Try the Blood Oath, that one in the box. You helped me smuggle home on a plane.
Where do you go?
I'm going to get a beer.
Wait. Easy. We're whispering now.
We are having intimate conversations right now without headphones on, just so you know. and
We like to whisper.
and Hammer is gone now.
I picked up everything you said.
Did you?
No. I didn't really.
God, I hope not.
I was gonna say, what I say to Steve off air is not
It's
meant to be. on.
No, it's not meant to be heard. All right, so Bean, I got to ask you. All right, now in this, I mean, I think you've seen what we've done tonight. I mean, you've been here since the beginning. In your opinion, what would you, what? I mean, I guess I don't know if my question is what you think, what we did as far as the tasting, or if there were any surprises of anything, or
Yeah, there was a big
I
surprise
just wanna
that
get
he
your-
doesn't like Blanton's.
Uh-oh.
well, no, but I want
No,
to
I'm not
just
saying
get.
I don't like it. It's just not. I mean, it might be number 3 on my list today.
It's not his cup of tea.
Okay.
It's just not. It's not something that I would
Yeah.
go and pay.
Okay.
You know, I'd pay $30 a pour for Stagg Junior. I wouldn't pay $30 a pour for Bland's.
You
I
paid
just-
$30 a pour for Stagg? Jesus.
Yeah.
So
he's like,
anyhow.
let me reconfigure.
Go ahead.
A double pour. I'm not
Hold
saying
on,
a single
Dave.
pour.
All right,
All right, so what's the question?
Steve
All right,
just
so
punched Dave.
I did. I'm punching him. So I just want to get your feeling on what you think of the bourbons we tried and where you think we're going to rank them.
As in my opinion?
Yes, your opinion, because it means a lot.
Alright, so I think 1's going to be Stagg Junior.
Okay.
Let's see. 2, I'm going to go Blood Oath.
Oh.
3, 1910. 4,
You
Rebel
didn't
Yale.
listen. You didn't listen to me at all. No.
5,
Rebel Yell was
probably
really
Blade and Bow.
Okay.
Let's see.
I feel like Bean and I are like the same person.
6. When did you guys do 8?
Yeah.
We did 8. Well, we did kind of a pseudo 8. We did Blanton's as a 9, but
It doesn't count. It wasn't
it does.
tasting.
Yeah.
You were just trying to convince me, or you know,
6 Barrel.
Okay.
I would go 7 Hancock. And I don't know what other one you guys did.
We did Blade
Rebel Yell. Blade and Blow.
Barrel.
No.
Barrel.
I said
and Blade and Blow.
Blade and blow. Barrel. We did barrel single batch.
yeah.
Easy
You said that one
now,
Yeah, I think I said that
Tiger.
I feel
Hancock,
like I'm
blade
missing
and
one
bow.
somewhere.
Hancock, blade and blow. Fuck, you got me saying that.
Blade and bow.
Fuck. So blade and bow.
Steve likes the blow though.
1910 Rebel Yell, Blood Oath, Barrel Single Barrel, Jefferson, and Stagg.
Okay, so I missed the Jefferson, so I would go 5 Jefferson probably.
No, that was way up there, higher than that. Stop it, Bean. No,
Bean, we're very close, and it's not your fault, but you forgot about the Jefferson's 21.
And he doesn't actually taste them. He doesn't drink.
No, but he
he
knows.
doesn't count.
He counts. Oh, he counts.
He counts.
And he knows.
Oh, he gets the stuff.
Yeah. Well, and he does know. He has more knowledge
Oh,
about
guaranteed.
bourbon than
What's
Knows
crazy about it,
100%
though-
more than me. 500%.
But
more
what's
than me.
crazy about it is he knows, like, okay, so he's not actually tasting it, but he knows where it should be, and what he just went down.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one that was missing was Jefferson, and I feel like he threw
I
it
feel
where
like I missed it.
Well,
I feel
and
like
he
you-
missed it because he didn't realize
you
it.
threw it where you threw it because you missed it.
Yeah.
All right, so
So-
BJ, you're the new guy.
All right,
you
so-
go first.
So I got my rankings here. And like, you're not going to invite me back after this.
What's
potentially.
hilarious is he's got pages of notes.
So
I mean, I think he
So-
was like he was like just diddling,
He's just drawing.
drawing shit.
You guys are boring.
let me look at these pictures really quick. Hold on. So,
It's like drawing
that's a
pictures
rainbow.
of naked women.
That's a flower. All right, number one
He's
was
drawing
Stagg.
tits and puss. All right, I'm sorry.
He
I'm sorry.
He bet.
I digress.
He bet apricot.
Apricots,
you drew
right,
apricots.
right. And that guy that was on the spicy picture, I drew him. Number one was Stagg Jr.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two was Jefferson Ocean.
Yep.
Okay.
Damn it, you motherfucker.
3 was Blood Oath. Let's see here. Did I renumber this? 4 was Blade and Bow.
Okay.
5 was Hancock Reserve.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
6 was Rebel Yell.
Yep.
7 was Barrel Single. And you guys are going to be mad at me here, but 8 was 1910.
Yeah. We were fairly close, me and you.
I mean, I'm just not a I don't, I'm 1920.
Tell me again where you had Blood Oath. 3 or 4?
3.
Okay.
I really like 1920,
yeah.
but for some reason, 1910.
1920.
1910 just doesn't do it for
Well,
me. And
listen-
again, like Steve said, it might be the second time
Yeah.
that I go through it, but tonight in this lineup, it just wasn't
It's hard.
something that. And honestly, the barrel, I might like that later, but for some reason in this
It just
lineup,
didn't get it.
It just didn't give it.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything
Yeah,
from it at
I agree.
all.
And I will say, you never know with the 1910. Like, everybody's palates are different. It's one of the reasons I love ranking these and seeing what everybody thinks because, Manny, I consider him, even though at a very young age, I feel like he has a fairly good palate.
He's an early degenerate.
Yeah, but he has a fairly good palate, and he hates 1910. I mean, hates it. I mean, it's
I'm
his
gonna text Manny
Yellowstone.
right now. We gotta get like a fist bump going on here.
Yeah, he hates it. He Yellowstones it basically. All right, me or you, Steve?
I can't remember who went first last time. Do you?
Rock, paper, scissors.
All right.
1,
2, 3.
shoot.
1, 2, 3.
shoot.
For some reason, they both
1,
did scissors
2, 3,
first.
shoot. All right. So
They
I'm-
both did scissors first.
I'm
I
gonna-
don't know what that means or anything, but I mean, they did it 4 times in a row.
I'm gonna pick,
Scissors.
I'm gonna pick last.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So my number 1 is Stagg Jr. Big surprise.
Yeah.
So good.
Shocker. Yeah.
All right. Full of flavor.
And the cherry. The
You're right.
cherry to me just stands out so much. It's crazy.
And at that proof, 128 or whatever the fuck it is, it's crazy. All right. And number 2, I'm sure, another big surprise, Jefferson Ocean 21. My God,
Yeah.
so good. You know, I mean, it's a big boy bourbon, 112 proof. It
I
never
love the chocolate in it. I mean,
never
it-
disappoints. Never disappoints.
For some reason, no fruit. I tasted no fruit in that at all.
No.
And it gave me a different feeling of bourbons.
And
in it.
BJ, I totally agree. And here's the thing about oceans. So I've had a lot of different oceans. Like when they first came out with it, I was drinking oceans. This
Well,
is
and
by
I hated 17.
17.
Yeah.
But this is by far my favorite.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
From the ocean line.
I don't even know if I care about Ocean anymore.
Yeah.
I think just 21 is my favorite Jefferson, I think.
So, I mean, I'm sorry. I can't
yeah, and
not say it.
that's going to be, if in today's world, I'm going to get misquoted as saying I don't care about the ocean.
And you hate dolphins.
Now you will get murdered.
and you never eat fish. Okay, so number 3 was Blood Oath. I don't know if that was BJ's 3, but I think it was
1, 2, 3 right away.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
exactly the same.
So I mean, you know, the Blood Oath was. It's. I don't know if I should say it surprised me. It was just really good.
Well, that's to be.
it didn't have any like defining characteristics. It was just good.
Yes.
Good.
I mean,
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, and this will be the surprise, I think, for you guys. Rebel Yell.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked it. I wrote down complex. Just, I don't know if it's.
Did you spell complex right?
I think that might be remembrance.
Barely.
I think
Barely.
that might be remembrance of, even though it's definitely not a Scotch, it's definitely a bourbon. I think that might be some remembrance of the Scotch days for you.
Okay.
It could be. Could
Yeah.
be. And I was surprised that I put it above the 1910. But I didn't have a choice. I mean, I liked it better than
Yeah,
that.
that's it.
All right. So that was my number 4. Number 5, 1910. We've been through that. Number 6, Blade and Blow.
That's that. It will forever now be referred to.
And I'm sad to say, and I'm really sad to say.
Blade and cocaine.
And I'm sad to say that the barrel bourbon was 7 because, again, all in context here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just saying
it
in
might
this
have been.
lineup.
It might have been the second in a bad
Right.
in a different lineup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be 1 or 2 in any other bourbon lineup. It's a really good bourbon, but I'm going to put it 7 with
Yeah.
what we tasted
Wait,
tonight.
you like that better than Hancock?
I mean, it's close. It's
I-
close.
Me and you are more on level with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I love Hancock, but obviously.
Again, we got no bad bourbon on.
Right,
the table.
Right.
So that's where
It's
I
not
feel
like Yellowstone was on the table or larceny.
Right.
Definitely
My
no
5
larcenies
through
here.
my 5 through 8 could be
Yeah,
interchangeable.
you should be. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
they're all really good bourbons. So number 8 obviously is Hancock, and it's not that I don't like it.
Right. Well, it almost, for me, for your palate, almost makes sense because it is the lowest proof on here. For your palate, it makes sense to me. It does. Mine are. It's like we're simpatico. I'm simpatico with both you guys on some things.
Yeah.
So, shocker, number 1,
Stagg Jr.
Stagg Jr.
Okay.
Love the cherry. I get a little bit of chocolate from it as well. Not a lot, but a little bit. My number 2, Ocean 21. If I had to redo my rankings from our Jefferson tasting,
Was that your number 2?
That was my number 2 as
yeah,
well.
So we're simpatico.
Yeah, one,
Yeah.
1 and 2, we're exactly the same.
yeah. And if I had to redo from the Jefferson tasting, I think even though I love that groth, it might have been my number 1.
Yeah.
Then for 3, this is where I change up from you guys. I go 1910. To me, it's so
you
different.
are so wrong.
To me, it's so different, and even though I do,
I'm
like
going to
some of
ask
that-
you to leave your own house.
Oh, shit.
Get him out of here. Beat him with pillowcases full of soap bars.
But it's so different. It's the only one I really get that strong banana from. I really enjoy it. I really do.
No, you can't go wrong.
He
there,
loves a good strong banana. You know what I mean, that's why he loves it so much.
He's very phallic. in what he likes.
Halloween costume.
Yeah.
So then my number 4 is the Blood Oath, and what you said to me, BJ, was very perfect for what it is. I can't really pick distinct flavors from it,
Yeah.
but I like it a lot.
Right.
I like it a lot. It's got a great mouthfeel. It's very smooth. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Then the number 5 for me was actually the Hancock, which I think is where you had it,
Yeah.
BJ.
Yeah.
This time I got the pepperiness from it, which I really enjoyed. And then
It just didn't have a lot of ass for me. It didn't
It
have a
didn't-
lot of finish.
yeah, it didn't have a lot of back.
Had a lot of front,
A lot of front,
but he likes the ass.
no back.
I like the ass.
And
I
can't-
like the back.
And I got to tell you, in other aspects of my life, that's also what I prefer. So then,
Go into more detail.
you know, we're
Please.
gonna leave it there before I get cancel cultured. So then I go. Where was I at? Hancock.
Herbie. Wait, Herbie?
So then I go number 6. I went with the Rebel Yell. To me, very woody. Honestly, a lot of wood, a little bit of smoke. Different than, to me, the most different out of anything else I had on the table. Barrel close second, but very different. Really enjoyed it. I think it tends to my Scotch preferences.
Yes.
Even though it's not it doesn't taste like Scotch.
Yeah.
It just has some of those notes to it.
Sure.
And then 7, Blade and Bow.
Which
wow.
in a different,
See, I find that very low.
in a different lineup, I think it could be way higher.
I will say,
Blade and Bow?
Yeah.
yeah, I will say in a different lineup, it would definitely be
Yeah.
very much higher.
I totally agree with that because I think it was a very good bourbon. I was shocked at how much I liked it the second time I had it.
Yeah.
Which was tonight.
Because honestly, the other time when we talked about it before this, you
Yeah.
were not
I was
overly
disappointed.
impressed. Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Yeah, you were not overly impressed. But I like it. It's
Yeah.
good. There is something very different about it. It has a lot of the typical bourbon notes, but there is something very different about it. And in this lineup, it just wasn't for me in this lineup. In other lineups, I guarantee it would be higher.
Sure.
And then 8 for me was actually the Barrel. And
The one he paid the most money for. I smuggled it home from Hilton Head.
Well, actually, I should.
That's a donation.
Yeah, this was a donation, so I can't say that.
No,
the barrel.
It is the barrel.
The barrel.
No,
Here.
but you said the most expensive one,
Oh,
and this
I'm
was
sorry.
a donation. But
for you.
yeah, and then the Stagg, me and Steve actually split. So yes, that was the most expensive
Okay.
one. And again, in another lineup, probably would have done better. But it
It
was.
would not have been mine. No.
It was. It's different. Again, another bourbon that it was hard to get the distinguishing notes from, but definitely was nowhere near as good as the Blood Oath.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say about that.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
And you know I'm never going to disagree with your palate, brother.
Right. Well, and no matter what, I think one of the main reasons me and you love doing this, and the main reasons we love having guests, is to see what their palates are.
Right.
Because there's no wrong palate. There's no wrong way to drink bourbon,
Right.
unless you're mixing good bourbon with Coke.
Right. Coke or cocaine? No.
And we'll just leave it at that. But no, what I do have to say is, fuck, we tried some good bourbon.
Oh, there was a lot on this table tonight.
I mean, and that's
our precursor to the actual tasting was Buffalo Trace, and like that could be in the lineup of
Yeah.
of bourbon tasting easy.
Bourbon-wise, this may be my second favorite tasting that we did,
Yeah.
second to Buffalo Trace.
I would agree with that. And,
Yeah.
and I would also say that sometimes it gets muddled in what we're doing here is that the bourbon that we're trying here is really, really good bourbon.
Really good
so,
bourbon.
I mean, we're ranking it and we're making it sound like one is like really inferior to another.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
if,
really not.
if we had Jack Daniels here, we'd be like, "Oh, that's 10. How many did you taste? 8."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
But
That's
again,
exactly right.
Again, it's relative.
Nothing has opened my eyes up more than when we did last weekend. We did an under $25 bourbon.
That was crazy.
And, I mean, we found some unbelievable great bourbons. Now, granted, we had 2 bourbons that were slightly above 25.
Yeah, you
Yes.
cheated.
Well, one of
We
them was a
cheated
rye.
We cheated.
And he actually doesn't like the one we make. We marked as
Sazerac?
number 1. He doesn't like Sazerac.
You don't like Sazerac?
Not at all.
Oh, my God.
I feel like I
BJ.
want to pull
I
it off.
like it.
I feel like you got...
I had it I had it neat and in one old fashioned. Didn't like it in either.
Ah, man, I think that Sazerac is phenomenal, man. It really caught me by surprise, especially
It did,
$27.
I mean, even Woodford Reserve. I mean, Biswin Rye. Those ones for old fashioned purposes.
yeah. Well, ryes are always good.
So,
Heads
so
and
I had
shoulders.
Old Tub 2. He had it 3. You know.
No,
and
no. I ended up with it too.
Did you?
Yeah, I ended up
Okay.
with it too.
Don't correct Steve while he's talking.
Well, Well, the reason he says that is because I actually changed like mid-sentence because I was talking about the complexity of Old Tub, and I was like, I'm a moron. If it's this complex, it's definitely number 2. But Sazerac was the clear-cut number 1.
What was the best thing that came out of that podcast? And I'm sorry, this is where I'm going with it. So I had drunk texted Dave and Jeff when I was there, and I was like,
Oh, my
this
God.
old tub is like Widow Jane.
In 1920.
Thank you.
oh, okay.
And it's the coolest thing we've ever done on a podcast.
I have to try that.
So we mixed it.
Do you want to try it? Because that's what we did.
So we mixed it.
Widow Jane's one of my favorites. It's a top 5 for me.
Yeah.
So.
Love Widow Jane. Widow
Same.
Jane is
And I
one
like
of my favorite
1920 too.
So me and Jeff were telling him that he was crazy giving it that high of a review.
Okay.
So mid-podcast, I was like, fuck it, we're doing it. And we did mix them. And
It's
while,
like a sin.
and while I
know.
might have, well, you would be surprised. There's people that actually have infinity bottles. So when they have a decent collection, which is not even close to this, they will
mix
take
bottles.
the last 2 ounces and pour it into an empty bottle, and they make an infinity bottle with all their different bourbons, which I don't like either.
Sounds.
But doing it for a tasting,
Right.
now that we did that,
Sounds
I don't mind.
Sounds illegal.
Right.
Because you,
I know
but
it does. It does. It sounds dirty.
because I would much rather, if it was my last 2 ounces of Widow Jane, I would much rather drink the Widow Jane. But for the purposes of what we had going on, you ended up being spot on. It was spot on.
I feel like it was.
It was. I can attest to it. Smell and taste. It was like, well, that's fucking weird. How your palate picked it up, I'll never fucking know.
It's a lot of bourbon.
And you didn't even have the 1920 with you. You had Widow Jane with you, but not 1920.
Nope.
He was spot on. It literally was when we tasted the Old Tub, when we smelled and tasted the Old Tub, and when we smelled and tasted the mixture, it was pretty much spot on.
It was close.
goddamn close.
It was close.
Spot on isn't correct, but it was goddamn close.
Yeah.
Spot on and goddamn close are not the same thing.
Are you texting Gilly? Because you're both on your phone.
No, I was,
Where is Gilly?
It's right there.
Gilly's
Drinking Coors Light.
Drinking Miller Lite. Oh, Coors Light. I'm sorry.
I like a nice watery beer to go along with my bourbon.
Drinks water with a little alcohol in it.
I like that. That's my perfect mixture.
Little
of bourbon.
PBR going
All right,
on.
I'm
there.
going to say I've had the Blantons, and it's still just as good, if not better, than anything I've had tonight. And I know BJ's going to disagree with that.
It's 1 or 2 tonight for me.
It's really good, BJ. You are not. I feel like you're not giving it its due.
Do you work for Blanton's? Buffalo Trace?
I might.
We
I
both wish we did. No, to me, that's crazy to me. It's phenomenal. But did you
All
say?
right, just give him some Old Tub. I mean, we
Oh, yeah,
we
he
need to
did want him
finish
to
the
try
night
that.
with the Old Tub.
Right.
He needs to have the Old Tub.
Right.
It's a $22 bourbon. I know Bean's looking at me like, "What are you fucking crazy?
Like you just drank all these bourbons and you're going to end
what's
with old-
wrong with you?"
End in an old tub.
Big Daddy.
I'm
Oh, he's giving him a fresh glass. I don't get a fresh glass. I don't.
Well, because me and you, our palates have been battered to death. We're ready for this.
Battered.
I did get a text that that the favorite part of this podcast was the leprechaun. on the I'm like, hey, did you listen to? You didn't get to listen to the podcast yet. What is wrong with you?
Play him.
That's-
You got to play him.
Yeah.
Play him. Hurry up.
I can't reach him.
Oh,
Hurry
wait.
up.
Oh, by the way, thank you, Hammer, for the or for the car seat to get me up to be able to sit at the table because I'm so short. I had to lower my microphone and raise my seat.
Your
Thank you.
microphone does look low.
I'm laying on the table.
This
right
is
now.
actually the manifestation of Tommy Two Phones when he's not here.
nice.
Beautiful music.
Tommy.
It goes with the
Tommy.
Blantons.
Oh, here you go.
All right. So now we are doing
Old Tub.
Old Tub.
Old Tub.
I haven't got there yet. I'm still enjoying my blends.
It's got a lot of burn to it, doesn't it?
How much you say it was?
$21.
$22. $21.99 I bought it for.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no, that's good.
That's the biggest thing with that. If Sazerac wasn't on there, it would have been the clear cut number one.
That is.
It is for yeah.
I mean,
Like for a cheap
it's as
bourbon,
smooth as anything we've
Benchmark's
had tonight.
relatively smooth for a cheap bourbon.
You say benchmark?
Benchmark,
Yeah.
yes. Wow. Yeah, that is pretty
I
smooth.
think benchmark is actually probably smoother than that, but nowhere near as complex. It doesn't have as many
Easy.
flavors.
Easy,
wait. I
now.
just saw
Tiger.
It's-
No, it's not smoother.
I saw
Benchmark
a foot,
is not
I saw
smooth.
a foot
It's
fly
definitely
across the table there. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to fight.
Steve's
There
foot,
is no way that's smoother than
Bing,
Benchmark.
can you hand me that other Glencairn? It's definitely smoother.
No,
it's not as good. It's not as good. Without a doubt, it's not as good.
It's not smoother. Benchmark has way more of a bite. Okay, all right.
It's not as good. It's
Dean,
not.
I don't know
as-
why he's forcing me to do this.
It's not as good of a bourbon, but it's smoother.
No.
Yeah,
All right.
without a doubt.
Okay. All right.
It's also lower alcohol.
Yeah, but it's not smoother.
It's smoother. You're gonna say, you know what? This is nowhere near as good of a bourbon, but it's definitely smoother. That's what you're gonna say.
It's not smoother.
You're a liar.
It's not. There's bite on the end of this, Dave. There's a bite. There's like a sugary bite on the end of it.
Sugar isn't smooth?
No. Not in this case. Listen, you put these back up. Look, back to back. I'm telling you, there's no way that is smoother than Old Tub.
I think the reason it's smoother is because it's more watery. It's nowhere near as good of a bourbon. Nowhere near.
All right.
It's just easier to swallow because it has. It's just a cheaper, but for some reason doesn't have the crazy alcohol bite. Here. God, this Old Tub is good. But like I said, it's a better bourbon, without a
is.
doubt.
Yeah.
It's a good bourbon.
And there's no way you're going to compare Benchmark to this bourbon.
I'm not.
Wait,
not.
I feel like you are.
Steve's
No.
eyes look crazy right
Yeah, he's upset with me.
I am.
I'm not.
I'm a little pissed off.
It is a better bourbon by leaps and bounds.
Okay.
Just for somebody that's new.
Wait, he has him in a headlock right now. That's why he's saying it right now.
It's just not. It's for somebody who was new. I squeeze your head. For somebody who's new to drinking bourbon straight,
Okay.
this is going to be a smoother drink than Old Tub, is what I'm saying. I'm saying Old Tub is a much, 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 much better bourbon.
Okay, I would agree with that.
That's what I mean by smooth.
Okay.
This is an
Steve
easier
still has
drinker.
death eyes right now.
Yeah. This is an easier drinker. This is the most me and Steve have ever disagreed on a podcast. But if you had a new bourbon drinker who wasn't used to drinking alcohol straight,
Right.
this cheap bourbon that is nowhere near as good as this bourbon is going to go down smoother.
I don't.
Why
I
are
disagree.
Why are you trying to massage Steve
You disagree
right
with
now?
that?
I disagree
You
with
think
that.
somebody who's not used to drinking alcohol straight,
Yeah.
they're going to prefer this?
Yes.
I'm about to have Bean. Taste both.
Bean, taste them.
Not happening.
Taste them, Bean.
And let's put it this way.
Gilly. No.
Gilly, it's time for you
Gilly.
to taste bourbon tonight.
Gilly, there are very
All right.
few times I'm going to ask you to step up to the plate.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
need
not
you-
going to be a fight because
Gilly,
I
we
fight
need
my
you
own
here.
battles, but I'm going to need you on this.
Come sit.
Gilly,
at the,
we
come
need you.
sit at the table.
It's a simple 2 bourbon test.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
all it
I
is.
do need glasses for him. We're going to get these. Hold on.
Do you mind putting on the tank top first? and the hat. Tank top and the hat.
I don't listen.
We
I'm not really even sure I know where that tank top is after that.
it's still
He ate it. His
still
body
in
ate
the
it.
pool. Right?
All right, Gilly. So you're going to taste 2 bourbons, and you're not going to tell us which one is better because we're all in agreement that Old Tub is better.
Wait, but he doesn't know this. Just give him,
No,
you know.
but all we're looking for is which one is easier to drink.
Right.
For somebody who's new to bourbon.
Right.
That's all we're looking for.
That's all we're looking for. No pressure. All right, now listen. We need the best of your palate here.
I'm pretty good, I think, right now.
Okay. All right.
All right.
The-
This one is Old Tub. Which one do you want?
Wait.
Which one do you want him to drink first?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
You don't care? All
No.
right. This one is Benchmark.
Do not tell him which one's which. You're like
Oh, okay.
You're
Okay,
coaxing
fine,
him
fine.
into
I wasn't
feeling.
paying attention, so.
He doesn't give a fuck anyway. He's going to
No.
tell us which one is easier to drink.
Now,
you ever known Gilly to-
when you take it down, don't like shoot it. Just like swirl it a little bit and then take it down.
Understand the concept.
So
Okay,
which one is
all right.
easier to drink? Not better in flavor, just easier to drink.
Why does Dave keep giving these? Like he doesn't want to lose.
No, I'm just because that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Is just which one's easier to drink.
When did it turn to that? No.
That's what we.
Well, I
that's
can
what
tell
said
you
from the
right
beginning.
now, he didn't
I'm
like
just-
that one. He didn't like it.
I like that. That was good.
Okay.
I don't enjoy that. That's pretty tough right there. Drinkability wise, I'd say that one. That one's got a little bit of a bite at the end.
That's the drinkability one. That's Benchmark.
That was Old Tub. No,
So
was Benchmark.
I'm basing it on Gilly's.
Oh, now
I would.
the whole point was for somebody who has not drinking liquor straight. That's not their thing.
who has not drinking? Who has not drinking
Drinking.
liquor?
Listen,
Drink it or drank?
I've obviously drinking enough. But the whole point was for somebody who's not
Fair
used to that.
enough.
Wait.
Fair enough. Your point is
Where-
your pan.
Old Tub is better. It's better.
Is that what this was?
The first one, the more drinkable one,
Yeah.
Drinking.
was
Benchmark.
Benchmark. Yes,
Okay.
because it's watered down. It's easier to drink.
It's definitely, you can definitely tell it's water. That's more flavor as,
This has more flavor,
Concentrated
more
flavor.
alcohol.
I
Yeah,
can definitely tell.
more flavor, more alcohol. More flavor, more alcohol. It's the better bourbon.
Dave
Yeah.
is so happy right now.
Well, no,
His eyes
I mean,
are
somebody like
gleaming.
myself, I'm not, I really don't know these too well, but
yeah,
I would have to start from the lower end because I can't appreciate these high
Right.
dollar bottles. So I would pick the shitty stuff right now.
right.
No.
Well, and other shitty stuff if it wasn't made by Buffalo
And that
Trace,
is
you
a
wouldn't pick first.
resounding enforcing.
Old Tub is better, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
Yeah.
Which I said from the beginning.
Yeah.
I just said for somebody who is going to be new to drinking alcohol straight, the Benchmark is going to be easier.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna bequeath. I'm bequeathing.
You're
You-
queefing?
Hey,
I'm
listen,
queefing.
If
You're
you don't,
queefing? Is that what you said?
if you don't stop
Queefing.
queefing over there,
I'm gonna bequeath or queefing. So yeah, I mean I get it, but at the same time, why bother when you can get that at $22?
I agree. I would buy this over Benchmark, 100%. That's I think that's where we were getting confused.
Right.
Is I prefer the old tub. I
Yeah.
will drink the old tub first.
Yes.
I will buy the old tub first.
But that's where the fighting started.
But it is, but Benchmark is smoother because it's watered down. It's not as good. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I think Bean's disappointed in you. Look at Bean.
Steve,
Look at it. Just
Steve
look
is
at it.
still not convinced.
I think you're disappointed in me.
I am.
Wait,
I'm a little
wait.
disappointed.
And Bean just fell on the floor. Sorry.
But to me, what's so funny about the fact you're disappointed to me is I'm in 100% agreement that this is a better bourbon.
He's so disappointed in you, Dave.
This is so much better. But you don't like that I say it's smoother. But it's because you are so experienced.
Dave
This
is
goes down like a Rolo.
Dave is just trying to kiss up to the teacher right now. He's like very
Listen, he
apologetic.
He is my sensei. He taught me in Scotch, and then he taught me in bourbon.
bald sensei.
I can't say bald because
That's what I'm saying. Bald sensei.
no. But Steve, you're 100% right. This is a way better bourbon.
It is.
It's a
I mean,
way better.
but the
we
price
both know it.
The price point on both of them is phenomenal, to be honest. I mean,
but-
completely agree.
But the point of Gilly doing that test is a very good point. So he does not have a very good bourbon palate, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Gilly. I
No.
don't mean to.
wait, we tried Pappy's down there. Honestly, to be
It's
honest,
not an offense. It's
No,
not an offense. He
no,
just
no.
hasn't drank enough bourbon to.
Right.
But we had the same opinion of Pappy's. What 15 year? I think it was down there. It was either 12 or 15.
And did you like it?
And neither of us liked it. I mean, honestly, we had the same opinion. Like, why is this?
Isn't it the one
Right.
that Jeff
Why-
really
why
liked?
is it worth this money?
$120
Right.
for a double pour. It was
Right.
not.
It was 120 for a double pour.
120. 60
Fuck
for a
off.
pour, 120 for a double pour.
Fuck off.
Yeah. So
off.
neither of us. I mean, like we had stuff the rest of the week that was way better
Yeah.
for 1/5 of the price.
I can tell you, for me, the 12 that I had,
That's the worst one.
as far as I can remember, is the best bourbon I've ever had.
The Pappy's
It was
12.
really good.
I've only
was
had it
really
once.
good.
I've only
we
had it once.
We had it on the bourbon tasting, didn't we?
No.
Did we not? The
No.
12B?
No.
You had it
Do you
at-
remember anything,
I had it-
Steve?
I had it at Garden Grill. When Chuck Capito, not Robert.
That's right.
When
That's
Chuck
right.
Capito brought it in. And now, here's the thing. I've had so many more bourbons since then, but I remember when I tasted that, like, because I'm always a believer in, I used to always be a believer in price point doesn't matter. Good is good. But when I tasted that, I was like, fuck, this is for sure the best bourbon I have had so far. Now, I haven't been able to compare it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that could be different now, but at the time, and as far as I can remember in my brain without comparing, it's the best bourbon I've had to this point.
It's a small brain, folks.
What we were talking about, Steve, is we were trying to convince Jeff to throw in on with us on
Right.
the Lot B.
Right.
And he would not do it. He was like, no. And we're like, dude, it's for the podcast.
Right.
Like, that's why we want to do it. It's for the podcast.
Right, right.
But he would not. He would not sign up. He would not sign up. Tommy, we end up getting him in. He's in for it.
So we did, and we talked about it on the podcast. So we had a 12B, 12-year Lot B. We paid $450.
What you got in your hand there? Just don't drink the other one.
And I mean,
just haven't had
it
it yet.
wasn't really worth it. Like, it was good, but it wasn't really like blow your socks
Right.
off. Like, I paid $450.
Right, and that's what you were saying is we could
Yeah.
buy it again. You said you were willing to buy it again for the podcast, not because it was that good.
Right.
And I would say I was willing to throw on it for the podcast.
And I will tell you right now, Blanton's is every bit as good, and it's the same.
Don't
It's
tell that
not
to
the
BJ.
same mash bill.
Blah,
It's
blah,
mash
blah,
bill
blah,
3.
blah.
Yeah.
Don't tell that to BJ. BJ does not agree with you that Blaine's is going to be as good.
I will never get text again to play on Saturday and Sunday from Jeff or Steve ever again.
No, it's done. You're done.
I'm no longer welcome.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you it was nice to have you on the podcast one time.
Like, you will no longer.
He's
ever-
one and done, folks. One and done.
If you hate
like-
Blanton's, fuck you.
You're like Loyola.
You are out.
You're like Loyola Marymount in the tournament right now. You will lose and never come back. Actually, they won, so I don't know why I used them as a.
I don't know. I don't either.
But no, BJ, I'm very glad we finally got this done.
Yeah,
Very glad.
this was good. This was
No, I
good
agree.
stuff.
But
It was
like
a
I
lot
said,
of fun.
You're right, though. The lineup was
Spectacular.
I mean, the 7 or 8 on this lineup could be 1 or 2 in another lineup.
Yeah,
Right,
absolutely. Second favorite tasting I think that I've done, bourbon wise, not. And well, maybe I don't know. Entertainment wise, it was right up there too. But bourbon wise, fucking
Yeah.
this was a hard one to beat. We had a
Yeah.
great fucking lineup.
Yeah.
Beautiful lineup. A lot of different types. And I'll tell you, my star out of this that shocked me the most was Rebel Yell.
I agree.
Can you say that again, Steve?
Rebel Yell. Bubba. Bubba Bubba.
Even,
What's it? Wubba Bubba. What about it?
we'll just say we're glad Pam's picking them up.
My shock was bubba bubba.
Cinnamon. I'm really.
I know it sounded weird, but bottom line is I
Bubba
was
Yell.
going for Rebel Yell.
There you go.
Rebel Yell.
Honestly, even though I had
It's
it
really
ranked,
good. It was my shocker.
even
tonight.
though I had it ranked lower than you,
It was only 4th on yours, though, Steve. Right?
yeah,
but that's
it
still a
was
shocker. That's still a shocker. We've never
Okay.
even tasted a
It-
Rebel Yell product.
It was
right?
6th on mine. It was
It was
6th
sixth on mine,
on Dave's.
and still the shocker for me as well, just because I had never had a Rebel Yell product, and I knew a lot of the bourbons up here,
Right.
And I knew how much I loved those.
yeah.
So for it to end up at 6 to me is still like, fuck yeah, all right.
Right.
We found
That's it.
something that's
Yeah.
good that I want to have on the shelf.
My shocker was Old Forester was 1910 was anywhere on your list.
I feel
Do I sound like Manny now? I'm sorry.
You do. You sound a lot like man.
but honestly, I feel like that may have been
Like-
I feel
What-
like that may have
was
been a
that
little
your
bit of a
7?
shock for you though.
like 3rd
Wait.
on your list
Wait,
of this
Yes.
selection?
Yes.
Wait, was that your 7 or 8?
8.
It was my last. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 8.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But I feel like that might
I
be
mean, it was really
Fat
close.
Jesus.
It was really close to the barrel in the old Forester.
But I feel like that might honestly still be maybe the most shock for you because I feel like you maybe had a little bit of anticipation for that for how much the people around you have talked about it.
Yeah, I think I've had it before. I mean, again, I'm going to be like Steve here. I think I've had it before.
Easy now, Tiger.
God,
I
we need
think
that shirt.
I honestly, I think I liked it better when I had it before than I did tonight for some reason. I think it was the lineup.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
the
mean, again,
lineup means everything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're tasting unbelievably great bourbons. So
Yeah.
the lineup is going to skew it, no doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So your number 7 or 8 bourbon might be an unbelievably great bourbon.
Right. Well, for sure. I
And,
mean,
and in this case,
you had Hancock as 8. It's
8.
definitely an unbelievably good bourbon. You know
what
what
the
I
hell
mean?
is wrong with you?
I know.
But that's
I blame that on Beam.
he called you Beam.
Fuck you.
Easy now, Tiger.
But
How
But-
much? What was the price point on Hancock?
well, what's
65?
what's the actual MSRP, Bean?
MSRP is 40.
But
And what you pay for it?
We won't go there.
but
I mean-
it was over 100.
I mean, right
Over 100.
We had 8 bourbons around $600 a price point when it comes down to it. So It's not
when you
like
add
we're-
it all together.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's not like we're trying.
shit bourbon.
Right.
Yeah, it's
right.
not like the last
It's
tasting
not like
me
we're
and
trying
Steve did.
larceny.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
fuck larceny.
Yeah. I mean, or bullet or
But-
Jack or anything like that. So I mean, we have 8 bourbons that are essentially $70 a piece when it comes
Yeah.
down to it.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're trying something that's cheap.
This is and I'll tell you what, Old Tub definitely deserves a higher ranking or a higher price point than 21.
Quit trying to suck up now, Dave. You
No, it's-
told us how terrible it was.
I
No,
never said that. But what I will say, and Steve can disagree with me, but it'll put him in an awkward position if he does, is BJ, I'm really glad you came on. And especially and especially with you being local, I have a feeling that you'll make more appearances.
Oh, I would think so. He was a
I
good, he was a
may be
great
on
addi-
again.
He was a really good addition.
I
Fit
re-
right in.
I agree.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think we had a lot of FUD.
Yeah.
We had a lot of.
Did he say fun or FUD?
I feel like he said
Who
FUD.
knows?
Initially, I
fudge.
said, no, BJ, you fit right in, no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, might have taken a little bit of coaxing. I don't know though. I mean, within
Blends.
I know what
Is
I
that
forgot.
the-
I forgot about the blends.
Is that the
He's never
coaxing
allowed
that you're talking about?
You're right.
Blends.
But we may have lost a regular. We have yet to be determined.
Yeah,
And-
I think we're okay.
Okay, I hope so.
We'll be okay.
I hope so. I really do. I hope so. I hope we didn't lose.
But I believe BJ should be a regular.
This
I think you agree with that.
yes, yeah.
This
When we-
leprechaun is looking at me right now, just so you know.
when we don't have a guest, or when we're not doing something so new that we want it to be just the two of us, I think BJ is somebody that we give a call.
That's kind of weird. We just want to be the two of us.
Sometimes it got to be it. Like I'm glad the 25 and under was me and you. I think that was a good call. Who do you want to subject to 25 and under? You know what I mean? I also think at some point Gilly's going to be a really fun guest. Because he doesn't actually
Yes.
drink bourbon,
He
so to
needs
see his reactions,
He needs on here.
And he has no filter.
zero filter.
He's like the slumbering bear in the back corner.
Bear is the perfect way to describe it. He's a grizzly bear of a man. And-
What do you think of this bourbon? It fucking sucks.
right. I see him doing something like,
I will beat your mother down.
I will throw this glass against the wall.
I've actually been wanting to get somebody that's like really, really new to bourbon that doesn't really drink bourbon as a guest, and I've been trying to figure out who a good one would be, and I really do think Gilly would be.
Gilly's a guy.
Because his
He's a
unfilteredness
guy.
is what's going to bring the entertainment value.
Look at him back there. He's all relaxed.
I want that evil, brother. Literally, whenever I say, me and Gilly, I consider us pretty good friends at this point, and whenever I see him, he says, "What's up, dick?"
A term of endearment for Eric. What's up, Dick?
And that's why my favorite name for him is the Gilly Monster.
The killer monster.
All right, well, should we wrap this up?
We should wrap it.
We should wrap it.
And
All
then
right.
drink more after.
Yeah. Well, I love this. BJ, thank you so much for coming on. Sorry it took
Yeah.
so long to get you on.
So good.
We may take
BJ,
your phone
you did
away from
great.
you next time, but other than that,
I mean, it exceeded.
Did I hear Eric laugh over there? What's going on?
yeah, because he knew exactly what I was talking about.
I don't know about you, Dave, but BJ's it exceeded my expectation.
Completely agree.
He's like, I thought he was going to be like shit on
I know how much I enjoy talking to BJ, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how he would be on the podcast.
But he
and
was
you did
right
great,
in.
man.
He was
Awesome.
right in all the time.
From his own admittance, we're gonna have to get his nose fixed.
Right. I have an appointment 9 a.m. Monday morning.
But I felt like
I said, can we get you in September? No, I need Monday.
Right.
I need
Right
Monday.
Right now.
I can't smell
Right
almond-
now.
I can't smell vanilla or almonds in my bourbon. What is going on? All I smell is flowers.
But this has been a lot of fun, and the one thing I will say, if you're going to start out drinking bourbon, go with 80, but for your second bourbon, go with 120.
Or 86.
Or 82 and a half.
All right, we love you guys. Thanks for watching. We're out of here.
We're out.
All right. See ya.